loudest.
Yep. He's got the immaculate
Welcome back,
vibes. He's the loudest.
everyone. Give us a second. We're just short a couple people right now, so just got his modification still layout. Bear with me for a second.
Chaos as always.
Chaos, let it rain.
I can buy time by plugging myself.
Yeah, sure, go ahead. If you want to plug anything, go ahead. Feel free.
I love talking about myself.
Yeah, go for it.
I am currently in New York. Can't tell because I have a wall behind me. I'm in New York, and I will be at the New York Renaissance Fair until closing, I think, which is like October. So I'll be here for a hot second, riding in the joust. So if you're bored, I actually really like this fair. It's really fun. Labor Day is coming up, which means 3 days of manual labor and excellence, and I can't wait. So you should come, hang out, and apparently the meat's really good. I can't try it, but come drink that shit. That's it. That's all. That was off the cuff.
Out of this.
By the way,
That was terrible.
By the way, you are, to me, I don't know if you are to everybody else, you sound a little bit robotic-y, but that's just to me.
Yep.
Oh,
Do you have a fan
hold
on?
Maybe
Tinny
if
and
I move
echoey.
my mic closer.
I do
get
also have a minor plug, but let's fix her audio.
And all intents and purposes, you guys can always let me know if you want to do plugs before we go live.
Is this slightly better?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say a little bit more.
I think maybe my mic is too far away.
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
better. Yeah,
Much
it's better.
Do I have to do that whole thing again?
No.
No, we can hear you.
We can still
It's
hear
cool.
you, yeah. All right.
Okay, cool.
Gravity, feel free.
Yeah, excuse my voice. I am dealing with allergies for the first time in my life. So the nose and the
For your
throat
first
are
time.
no-go. So, very quick side note. I grew
Give
up in
Desert Kid a
Arizona.
break.
Yeah. I grew up in Arizona where it's dry as fuck. Moved across the country, and now I am experiencing very different pollens. So, I'm done.
My ass that moves from Colorado to Ohio
I-
totally understands you.
Anyways, I'm actually flying back to Arizona this weekend because Sabotin Con is there, and I will be tabling there and selling my art. So if you're going to Sabotin Con this weekend in Arizona, please feel free to come say hi to me and my friends. We've got a lot of great art, especially if you like birds, plants, and guinea pigs. I do also have a lot
Oh
of
my.
D&D and Critical Role merch, so hit me up.
I do love birds, plants, and
They have the arts.
And don't forget, we got Echoes tomorrow, and then Friday we'll have the last podcast episode for the backstory of the characters for Campaign 1. So if you've been catching up on any of that, that's also all this is on YouTube, Kick, and Facebook, by the way, if it's easier for you to watch on there. We'll actually be doing a combined one of Norin and Veratril. So if you want to check out their backstory, and then after that, we're gonna actually start going through Campaign 1. So yeah. But let's go right into it.
talk about
figure
it.
it out.
But I thank you.
All right.
Mhm.
So, last left off, the group themselves started finding their way back to each other with a not totally trusting in companion to Gaju, meeting up with a man named Anima, claiming to be an Eidolon from a time long before this, but not remembering much, getting a little bit of memories every day. After about a few weeks of time within these mountains, you guys eventually intersect with each other. The group, everyone eventually reconvenes, and as the instructions are being met, and as Anima is explaining and introducing himself, he kind of just stops for a second, stutters for a bit, and everybody's kind of preparing for the worst. He immediately shifts over it behind Zyphynia, claims that she stinks of her, and immediately bamps her out. So, at this point, with the power that Apollo was trying to use to stop it, his wild magic starts to take over a little bit, and he randomly disappears himself.
Yeah, it's
Fucking hell.
But
What's happening?
at least some of you are back together. You just lost someone else.
Kira's looking around
people.
frantically and pulling everyone close to make sure that like no one else disappears.
Stay.
What the hell?
Did he dip? Okay, not so. Paulo dipped out. Zyphynia dipped out. Is Cayenne Pepperman and Cayenne
Anima.
Anima. I'm sorry.
Cayenne
So sorry.
Animal style.
Did he leave with Zyphynia, or is he still there?
I'm sorry, rephrase the question again.
Did he take Zyphynia with him or just send her away?
Oh
Yeah,
no, they
he
both
just-
disappeared. So as an illustration of it, he literally went behind her, grabbed her by the neck, and they both disappeared.
But you said at the end of last session that I don't remember who. It could have been me because of my proficiency in Arcana. Or could have been Apollo knew that it was short distance. I believe.
Yeah. So
Yes.
after we went offline, it did mention that they are still somewhere within the tunnels. You just don't know where they necessarily are. They didn't leave the area of the
That's
tunnels.
not a short distance, but okay.
So the first
I
thing
mean,
Ren.
true, but at least they, it's kind of go back to square one with Gaju disappearing. They could be anywhere within here, but they are in here somewhere.
All right.
Anybody
Anybody got contact with him?
Ren sends out their bird immediately to go through the nearby tunnels and see if they can find them, and
Okay.
then is going to cast message rapid fire within 6 seconds in the 4 cardinal directions to see if they pick up Zyphynia in any of those directions.
Okay, so what's the movement speed of your bird, or flying speed technically?
If we've got 50 feet flying for movement, so if they're movement dashed, they can move 100 feet
100 feet,
around.
right? And then you're bamfing message all over the place.
Yep, I'm gonna wait for a response in all directions, but it only goes. She has to be within 120 feet for that to work. So I'm just trying to establish if she's close anywhere.
Okay, you don't get a response, but you don't necessarily know she's able to talk. But no response.
Joe.
Yes.
The staff that he gave me, I assume it's still in my possession.
Yeah, he did not take that back.
Okay. I know that it was a 24-hour thing and then needed recharge. Could I switch the target in that 24 hours, or would it have to wait to be expelled? And
You
then
only know what he
recharge?
taught you about the staff. If you want to see if you can do something with the staff that follows your parameters, you can either do a spell to read how the staff necessarily works fully, or you can give an Arcana check.
I will do Arcana.
Okay.
Which one?
And if you need it identified, I can also do that to see what its abilities are. Did you psychic whispered to Zyphynia, right, Dahlia?
That is what I was gonna do, but I was gonna let you.
13.
13. Based off what you already know of the staff and you basically have been wielding it on your own for the past 4+ days. A command has to be sent. It has to be activated through the staff, and the staff essentially locates a certain person.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know the necessarily. I can't remember if you actually remind me of the languages that you speak.
Common, Druidic, Elvish, Infernal. I believe it was Infernal that he was.
I think so.
Using.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yes, Adolan and Infernal.
You assume that if you just speak his race, which is the Adolan, it'll let you be able to attune it to somebody.
Okay.
You won't know if it will work until you try it.
Okay. I will go ahead and get started on that while the others try to figure out faster options.
Okay. As you say the name in Infernal, you immediately kind of get pulled, like psychically in tune, like both like almost like you're kind of pulling your soul in two parts. One keeps into yourself, one kind of like almost embeds itself into the staff. Almost kind of like you were giving yourself like a direct connection link to it. You almost kind of get like this starting off as you're trying to tune to it first before you even try to stretch it out to Zyphynia. You almost kind of feel like you kind of get like this echolocation at first. Like you can almost kind of get a larger radius around yourself of like a sensation. Very similar to your tremor sense, but it almost seems like it affects like the air.
Okay.
But in this position, your perception is at disadvantage. You're focusing so much on outside yourself, you're not actually focusing on yourself. The staff itself, you feel like it's going to take some time. You theoretically think maybe half an hour, maybe an hour, depending on how it will work, to get you to see if you can at least have it attuned to Zyphynia, but you don't know how it necessarily will work. But within that time frame, you think it should work.
Okay. I will at least very quickly describe how this thing works to the rest of the group, so that they know what I'm doing, and if they have any idea where Zyphynia is, just grab me and drag me along. And then I will continue to work on that achievement.
Okay. While that's going on, I need someone else other than Gaju to roll me a d20, please.
Oh, yay!
Can I try to psychic whisper Zyphynia real quick too?
Sure.
Well, we were already connected for the Gaiju panic of last week, so I guess I'm just panicking, like, hello, Zyphynia, are you alive? Can you respond? Are you within a mile radius of this specific spell so we can hear you? And I think Apollo was on it too, so, hey, Apollo, check in too.
Let me just check something. 80. Okay. So first off, you hear from Apollo, and it seems like it's kind of like in and out. It's like, trying to, damn it, and it just keeps like almost like it keeps coming in and out. As you try to go for Zyphynia, you kind of get like she's trying to respond, but it's almost coming in distorted to you. Like, you originally hear her at first, he has me, and then it kind of goes quiet and quiet and quiet. Back over where, and then it just kind of stops. Who rolled a d20?
I can.
Okay.
5.
5. Okay. Within this time, waiting for Gaju to use whatever this staff does, you are content knowing that no acrids or any other creatures are within your vicinity or even close to your vicinity. As far as you can tell, it looks like almost as if like a direct response to Anima being there, the acrids fled.
They know something we don't.
Sketchy, is he concentrating right now, or is he able to hold a conversation?
It's hard to tell. I mean, like, do you say that? Do you like try to say something out loud to try to get Gotch's attention?
Sure, I'll just say, so do you want to tell us about your friend other than that he's really weird? Because what the fuck just happened?
So, you feel like you can respond, but it's a really hard thing to concentrate on, so you feel like if you respond, it might take a little bit longer, but you can definitely respond.
I think he's one of the sons of Bahamut.
Great. More gods. It's just what we need.
If I could spit out tea, I would.
Puppy.
Give me a second to make some tea. So I can spit right out.
I don't.
Why does this keep happening to us?
Did you tell us what Zyphynia said?
Yeah, I guess you're the only one that would be able to get a response.
Back where what?
As soon as I hear back where, Ren extrapolates it somewhere that they've been before. So, like, dismisses the bird, re-summons the bird, and then shoots it off down the way that they came, instead of just, like, in a radius.
Down which way? The way that you originally came from?
Yeah,
Like,
because
back to
if Zyphynia said back where, then Ren's assumption is that it's somewhere that this part of the party had before.
Gotcha.
So
you're gonna send bird down southeast.
Yeah, like
Okay.
directly behind where we came from to go back that direction.
Got it.
And then I'm just going to in a precautionary measure, cast Identify on the thing that Gaju is attuning to, because I want to make sure that it doesn't have any tricks or that it can be separately controlled by this dude when he's not here and completely waste our time.
Okay.
So while he's focusing on it, I'll just touch it with 2 fingers, and I won't ritually cast because I don't want it to take 10 minutes, so I'll burn a spell slot for Identify.
Got it. So the way the staff works is a +2 quarterstaff. The quarterstaff itself allows you to attune it to somebody else. As long as you can picture them in your head, the staff itself can attune to it. You have to be fully concentrating for this to work. If for some reason you get interrupted, the time takes is doubled. Otherwise, it takes half an hour to actually activate to attune to them. Depending on how far the target is away, depends on how the spell works. But if the target is within at least 2 days travel, it gives an instant location. If it is further away, it gives you an essential directional path that only you can see, the wielder.
I relay that to everyone, and I'm like, don't bother him. The more that we do, the longer this takes.
The other thing you can tell is there's no tricks to it. This thing as far as you can tell, it doesn't have any kind of like exterior magic that for some reason Anima could detect or respond to. It just looks like a staff that Anima created, and it's just a magical staff.
Well, I have so many questions about what this fucker was doing down here, but I'm not going to bother Ganji to ask until he's done. So in the meantime, I guess we do fuck all and wait for Apollo to show back up.
I guess we got all this stuff, we didn't figure out who's going to take what.
Ren is pacing.
Dara's just been standing there shifting her weight back and forth and finally starts pulling out stuff.
I just keep like popping in and out of my bird's perception so I can see what it's doing.
Okay.
While I pace.
Since the amount of time it takes to get between every intersection, the bird hasn't got too far. And it looks the same. It would take quite a while for the bird to get anywhere that would see influential, but hasn't really detected anything yet.
Yeah, it just, like, Ren's only experience with short-form teleportation is probably Dimension Door.
Okay.
And they know that is only, like, 600 or 800 feet, whatever it is.
Sure.
So they're just like, I will send the Berta that way for minutes, and if they do not show up down this tunnel within X number of minutes, it wasn't Dimension Door, you know?
And,
So
and
that's
to
what they're
explain,
trying
like,
to
how
gather.
this looked, the way it was is that as soon as Anima grabbed her, they both kind of, like, got pulled into, like, this ethereal shadow, sort of.
Mhm. Does it feel like
that sounds
a blink?
familiar.
A blink type spell?
As far as you could tell, just without check-in, you assume that's not even true magic. It seems like something else. It seems as magic as Dira's lay on hands.
I would like to cast Sending to
To who?
Anima?
To Anima?
Yeah.
Okay. Cast it into Anima. Okay.
I don't know where you both went, but you need to come back and we need to talk about some things. Preferably together. See if he responds.
No, I don't think I will. None of you intrigue me. But her, she's definitely something not very fond of. So I'm gonna have some fun. Find me if you will. Ends conversation.
Drop the Addy, motherfucker! I'll pull right up! Let's go!
I assume you relay that?
Yeah.
Oh, hell no.
Does this have to do with Gopio?
What doesn't?
It always does.
Honestly, at this point, what doesn't is a good question. So they don't like Sis, and they're going to take it out on Zyphynia?
I mean, I would know about the Bahamut cocopial beef stuff through history, right? You easy to put two and two together.
You would only know it from like the past few days before you guys enter into the tunnels of what information you know, because remember, information about Cocopial, Bahamut, and Armoros is few and thin. They're not supposed to be known to the general public. So anything that you know has been stuff that has been that you found out through Zyphynia that she was told by Malik, or stuff you've seen in visions, or stuff that maybe Dira said. Yeah, Gaji knows something. Dira knows a little bit from speaking to the dark side of Cocopial. Everybody kind of knows a few things with a direct connection. Very limited, but each of you has found out some information here or there.
Okay. Probably them may know the least out of everything, because it just be like that. But
You're breaking up, Dahlia.
Yeah, break up a little bit. It sounds more audio, less video.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's my fan, because I have my fan going. Let me turn it down so I can see if that helps. It might just be interfering with the...
It's possible.
You might just want to up your...
I already...
Can't. It's on max. Oh,
That's probably it. Is if the
gain?
fan sound is crossing her voice, then it's going to cut that out too.
It's getting cooler now, so I can probably just turn this thing down or off, essentially. Okay, let's try that setting, and then if that doesn't work, then we'll just turn it off. That should be fine.
Oh, you sound a little better.
Okay. A little better?
It's better. Yeah, it's better.
It's better.
Me too.
So Dira is like very agitated, and she's getting the stuff out and laying it on the ground just to have something to do and to not bother Gaju. Who wants what? I don't know what all this stuff is. Anybody else?
I think I told everyone what it was, but
Yeah, you told a couple of things for sure.
Yeah, but I didn't tell God, what any of it is because he's busy. So
busy.
Ren will pick up
Yeah.
the thing that they're pretty sure Gaji wants and just like set it by him. It's like,
Yeah, that would be the dragon staff.
Dragon staff. Yep.
Yeah. I've got
I'm just
got my
going
eye
to-
on that armor. Not really anything else. What else?
Would you like to put it on? I think you have time.
I think I do. Don't suppose you've made those items yet, Joe?
Oh yeah, yeah, they're made.
Okay, good.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
made.
they're made.
Cool
Joe, do you
beans.
have the current staff that I'm using?
That one's not made. No.
Okay, I figured, but I wanted to ask just
But that
in
one
case.
does not require attunement, so you don't have to worry about that one. I'll make it
Oh,
eventually,
thank
but that does not require attunement.
Scroll back
Honestly,
in the
we will
stat-
probably need whatever advantages we can get
Yeah.
versus.
I do
I'm
not
assuming-
remember what the armor was called.
I'm assuming we're going to fight him.
So, all right. So let me
we
go
have an
back
advantage
in the
in
messages.
Right, we are.
I'll pull up the
That's what I'm
names
doing
of all
now.
the stuff.
Scrolling back in the.
I can just go through my creations because that'll be easy.
Here we go. Here we go. Here it is. August 21st at 2:49 p.m. All right, and see names now.
Okay, cool.
Armor of the Feywild Paladin. There it is.
Mm-hmm.
Put that on and take the other armor off. And I guess we got time to attune.
Mm-hmm.
Not yet.
Well, yeah, not really, but
Not
yeah.
yet. But I'm putting it on anyway.
Yep.
Let's
I mean-
see where we go from there. We're
Sure.
not going to be sitting here for an hour, so
No.
hopefully.
But you can at least like attune the armor while you're walking if you want to do it while you're
Right.
walking, because that's not too much of a problem. I'd say at this point, as you guys are going through stuff, Gaju, you're able to kind of like. It's very similar to when Anima set up the staff for you. You kind of get like a tunnel vision of kind of like turn left here, bank right here, yada yada yada. And compared to what you were listening to of heading back, they're going back the way you just came from.
Motherfucker. Can I tell like back to the mound or?
Oh yeah, you got to go exactly back where you found the anima.
How far did they get?
Nearly back to where I first landed.
Oh, they're there
So
already.
you said-
They're there already.
No, I'm saying because Gaiju didn't land at the mound.
Oh, true. Yeah.
So they are 7 days away.
Fucking kidding me.
Um,
How'd they get there
see.
already?
Apollo just quick bamps in. Someone hold my hand! And just Billy bamps out.
Well, no!
I might have an option for us, and Treya can also help us she wishes. I know where we need to go. I can lead us there. Treya, you up for being a bird?
Always.
Okay. Either you can be a little bird or a big bird. How big are the hallways again?
30.
Is that enough for a giant eagle to fly through?
Yes, giant eagle is just a large creature, so it'd be a 15 foot. So it'd be fine.
Okay. I am going to morph into a giant eagle, which can fit 4 people on my back. So, depending on if Treya wants to also be a giant eagle, either you 3 can hop on my back or split it.
Oh yeah, she loves being a giant eagle, so she'll switch into a giant eagle. Yep. She looks.
And
She looks
with
like a
awakened
pigeon.
mind, I'll with awakened mind, I'll keep it open between all of us.
Okay.
Treya, if you can, try to stay 30 feet within me. That way you can actually hear. Otherwise, I'm going to lead the way to where they are. Try to get us there as fast as possible.
Okay.
What's the speed of a giant eagle?
Let me double check. I was just searching up how many people it could carry, so 1 second.
So
Thank you, Google.
For the staff to work, you'll have to keep staff within your talons.
So the thing is, I know the way. Because I just came from it.
True, good point. So you wouldn't need the staff anymore. Fair enough. All right,
Yes.
cool.
That I was thinking ahead there.
Okay, fair enough. Gotcha.
Let me... Sorry, still pulling up Giant Eagle stats.
This year's we can't disappear. Because if Apollo reappears, he will be here. Or near here. Potentially.
Joe, I can't remember. I'm concerned with encumbrance.
No, we don't do that.
Okay.
We don't do that here.
80 feet movement?
80?
Good.
80 feet movement.
Well, that is faster than I can move unless I'm hasted, then I'm faster.
Well, this will get all of us a little farther, a lot faster.
Yeah, 80 feet of flying speed. So yeah, we'd be able to go 160 feet.
I think we should travel through the night at least one day. How long can you stay a bird?
I can stay 4 hours. I have 2 slots, so 8 hours total before I crash and burn. So unless
No.
Treya can carry all 4 of us.
Which I very much doubt.
Then
Well, let's see. Hang on a second.
If the Giant Eagle can carry 4, so I don't know what her weight limit is.
So the weight limit that she has for being a giant eagle, she can't carry more than 500 pounds.
Okay, so yeah, 4 people basically.
Yep. So she could carry all
How
you.
long can she go? Okay.
Well,
I mean, she traveled across the entire ocean.
yeah.
When she
So
really wanted
her
to.
spell parameters are essentially doubled from the standard druid, but
Okay.
yeah, she was able to make it 3 days, but she was able to do it without anybody at her back. So she's never really tested her limitations, but yeah, she's got an ability that lets her kind of like double the amount of time being in wild shape.
Yeah, I would say I would probably burn my slots.
Okay.
Just so she's not carrying all of the weight the entire time.
Right.
So, and then
Just
when
something
I need to trance to get my slots back, then hop on her and just keep going.
Okay.
And then just once I get those back, switch again and
Okay, so the idea is
That's
go
pretty
8 hours with you both flying, then break, then everybody jumps on her back, and then continue going.
yeah. And then whenever she needs a break, we rest, continue.
So what she's going to suggest then, so she's not doing the whole thing, is that what she's going to do is she's going to turn into a small bird, and then she would just suggest that you fly the first 2 times, and then she'll just decrease her weight, and then she'll take up for the rest of the other 2/3 of the day. So you do 1/3, she does the other 2/3, and she'll decrease her weight while she's on your back. So it's more feels like 3.5 people instead of 4 people.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, cool.
So are we saying Apollo eventually comes back or not until Ben's here?
I think the idea is just hopefully bamps to you guys throughout the time.
Poor Apollo.
Yeah, right.
We gotta go. We gotta go, Apollo.
I mean, you could try to
Alright,
message
so
him
we're-
again just to like see if you can communicate with him.
I can.
I mean, you could try.
I have Psychic Whisper still up, so as long as he's within a mile, theoretically, I can just talk to him whenever.
Okay.
I'll just be like, we're heading out. Gotta find her. She's 7 days away. Any update, Apollo?
Randomly, it's like, okay, I'll be there soon. Don't do anything without me. Fuck, this sucks.
Damn it.
Is he sick or something? Just look at the others.
I don't know.
The problem with sorcerers is The magic is bloodborne, but it doesn't mean that it's under control.
Well, he's
They don't
talked
have
about
any-
that being a problem.
They don't have any discipline. It's the issue.
They don't have discipline.
They don't.
Randomly just hear
Ren just-
explosion somewhere
Ren just
else, and
gets tea, I'm sorry.
you just hear explosion and some you smell some brimstone. You just hear the yell "fuck," and then just immediately just disappears out.
The original Banff.
Okay.
So we doing this thing?
I guess so.
All right, let's go.
Okay, Trey turns into a little bird and lands on top of theoretically giant eagle Gaju.
And he's kind of more like a brown and black
Okay,
eagle, not like the traditional sense.
sure.
He's kind of like Treya, where like she has that recognizable streak.
Yeah.
He is always some kind of form of brown and black.
Cool.
So, DM, point of order.
Mhm.
Does that mean 2 people are in claws? 2 are on back and 2 are in claws in this form? Just out of curiosity. If you can carry 4 people, are they all on the back of an eagle, or do they have to carry 1 each and then 2 people on the back?
They'd be all in the back. As far as what I've been told is that if you're a
Also
giant
would be
eagle, they can all be on the back. Yeah. And
Well,
that'd
Ren
be-
was just gonna volunteer for claw duty if
Oh,
that was
gotcha.
really necessary.
No, as
That's
far
why.
as far as I know, is that the body itself can hold 4 medium-sized creatures on the actual back without having to do anything with the weight of the wings or the claws.
Okay. Ren just is comfortable being uncomfortable. So
I mean, yes, you guys will be all tight on that spot, but it can
I mean,
work.
if you want to be in the claws,
I think Ren wants to, because that's really fucking close to
Just
other
arms straight
people,
up.
and they
I'm
have
flying.
no, that's very intentionally not being in the physical space of other people because of their infection. So I don't think they want to be up there.
yeah,
Okay.
you will probably be understanding of this and carefully hold them as best as possible with claws.
All right, cool. So, knowing where to go, you immediately take off for your first 8 hours.
Plus, Ren, I feel like will have a better ground vantage point from down here, so can help keep watch for things.
Sure. Is there anything that anybody wants to do while they're going through the first 8 hours of time while being on or in the grass of Gaju?
Hold on tight and be amazed.
Sure.
Understandable.
Now, Gaju, do you warn them when your 8 hours are going up, or do you randomly just bamf back and everyone just drops?
I would definitely warn them.
Okay, cool. All right, cool.
I'm not going to drop my friends.
Fair enough.
But when it does come to that, I will tell Treya exactly which intersections to take.
Okay,
That way she doesn't get lost.
sure.
And then obviously.
Also, I
when
could theoretically attune to the staff, or one of us could, while you're trancing. I could work on that now, so I know where to go when you're not.
True.
So I will do
Yeah.
that. Give
Okay.
it to me while I'm down here, and I will work on that. Because Ren's
While I'm
pissed that
trancing,
the
I'm gonna hold on to Dahlia.
Ren's pissed that the necklace of true seeing did not help them see this fucker. So they are very salty about this.
Okay.
So he's not getting away from them again.
Okay, so even though you were able to cast use a spell to check the abilities of this, it seems like while you're tuning, well, not necessarily tuning, using it and actually getting it to work through your vision, something about you is reacting to it, or vice versa.
Interesting. In what way?
Same way as it was describing for Gaju, where you kind of get this echolocation. It starts kind of almost banking off the walls. But in this case, you almost feel like maybe there's a way that you can use the staff to just pull all of you there. but for some reason your spell was not able to detect this ability. But for some reason, once you grabbed it, it's like it almost was kind of like there was this certain thing to the staff that was hidden, unless you maybe had a certain trait to yourself that could maybe detect it. But you don't know necessarily what about you. Is it something that you're wearing, something about you? But something about you or an item that you have is allowing the staff to do like a one-time charge thing to allow you just to go to wherever it's being attuned to.
Are we like mid-flight while I figure this out?
I would assume you would have landed because Gaju would have had to transform back to give you the staff.
Okay, I was assuming like we were doing.
Oh, yeah, it might be. Well, yeah, I guess you guys would have switched. So you would have figured this out while you had been on Treya's back.
Okay.
Also, I am attuning to the armor while we're flying.
Got it.
I'm thinking of the sickest burn to yell at this dude when we see him.
As soon as. All right. What Ren is trying to decide what to tell everyone because Ren is worried that they're on like ready for. It's been 8 hours, right? Because
so,
Gaju.
Yeah, it's been 8 hours, so I'd say it's like your first hour on Treya's back.
And how long have we been awake all day?
Thank you, guys. I mean, you guys were at the beginning of the leg before re-intersecting with Gaju, so you probably, with this first flight, you probably only been awake for probably about 12 hours.
All right, but she will have burned through her wild shape.
Yeah.
Her first wild shape by the time we land. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I know that Gaju needs to finish rest, so I will clock 4 hours into this flight. And when it's over and he's waking up, I will tell Treya to stop.
Okay. Treya just kind of like looks up and then just kind of like slowly starts landing, and then just kind of just does the way to just kind of lift up to kind of slide you off her feathers.
So it's been like 9 hours and we haven't seen Apollo still?
No. If you do any psychic whispers, you do occasionally get the back and forth blip, 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 like before. But nothing that intersects you within the past amount of time. Nothing that you would have seen.
I would be checking up in with him probably hourly.
Yeah, you I mean, like, you're able to keep checking in, and he's like, you know that eventually the effect will eventually end before the day's over, or at the very latest at the end of the day. But right now he's still kind of, it's like sneezing and then he teleports somewhere else. But no, you haven't seen him since the time that he immediately like bamped up. It's like, someone hold my hand, and then bamped back out. Like he was like expecting someone to quick grab him, so thinking that might help. But yeah, you haven't seen his intersection yet, but you would know that at least in 24 hours he should be fine.
Okay, once we all land. I have good news and I have bad news. Good news is, evaluating the arcane properties of this device, I believe I can use it to cast teleportation and potentially get us to Zyphynia. The bad news is that it will take us 6 days away from Apollo, who will then be alone in the same situation that Gaju is in, and with decidedly less abilities to just druid into things in order to protect himself. But it is my belief that he would want us to do this regardless. And she is in arguably more danger than him. Although...
Is this teleportation thing a one-time thing, or something it can do again?
You can't
I think
tell.
it can allow me to go there, but I don't know if I will know the answer to that until after we arrive. I am reluctant to be 8 days apart from any of you. However, if this psychopath wants to punish Zyphynia for something that Kokopiel did, it seems like his abilities are well within the realm of that possibility. And I would rather leave our Firebug alone with Acrids than leave Zyphynia alone with a demigod.
Firebug. I'm inclined to agree.
Agreed. So it can only take you?
No, it can take us all, I think.
Do we have to be, like, here in front of it? Or is there any way you think you can connect with Apollo?
You can.
Push him over?
I don't know, let's do an Arcana check?
You can give me an Arcana check on the staff now that you're holding it.
Is anyone proficient in Arcana in this room right now? Or is it just...
Nope.
Alright, cool, just...
Very much
Apollo is.
Yeah, Paolo is, yeah. Paolo's pretty baller at Arcana.
Cool. Well, good thing I'm proficient, because rogue shit.
Rogue shit.
Alright.
Rogue monk shit.
Okay, but that's not bad, though. 24!
There you go. So, first off, it's something to do with your necklace. Something about it while you're holding it is reacting to the staff, allowing it to get an extra property that doesn't actually belong to the staff. As far as you can tell, it looks like it's only going to allow the staff to do it once. You don't know if that means once forever, once per recharge. You don't know necessarily exactly what it means by once. It seems like it could take a certain amount of power to it. You can assume the approximation of that is maybe the holder and maybe 2 or 3 more people, but not 4. As far as you can tell, the people would have to hold the staff in the process for it to work.
So, it won't take all of us.
You don't even know if it'll take all of you in general. You just know, you can assume that the thing can only handle so much, and it might even break after the fact. You don't know. It looks like the staff isn't meant to do this, it's just having some feature while you're holding it. So, it seems like the way it's being translated is it can only hold so much magic at once. You have 3 people in your party that can handle a certain amount of magic. Maybe them touching it might overload the actual staff, just because they have arcane in them. You assume that maybe if one of them was no magic at all, it might work more efficiently, because it wouldn't have to count them as an actual...
But in fact,
Extra.
we are all casters.
You're all casters.
Mhm.
So there's like no instructions that's necessarily on this way it works, because as you did your check on it, you got all the information from it as it was supposed to be, but it's just the connection you have.
I'm basically hot wiring this card that I
Kinda, yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
That's arcane trickster vibes. Okay.
Right. Arcane hot wiring 101. Let's do this.
So, the thing about wizard magic without actually being a wizard is that sometimes we're just borrowing arcane concepts. We're not actually fluent in the language, and it's normally just me, taking the consequences for whatever happens. But in this particular case, I think that I could fuse it with magic because of specific arcane properties related to specific arcane properties of something that I have. But whether it successfully teleports all of us to the place where it's going or it doesn't, I'm not exactly sure, and I don't know where that leaves Treya, because there are 4 of us and then her, and I'm worried that it could max out at 3 or 4. I don't know what to do. I could certainly send myself and at least 2 of us safely, but if I attempted to do everyone, it could have mixed results.
So we're
How
going
far
to have
away
to
are they
split.
now?
They're 6 days and a handful of hours.
Leave me behind. I'll be fine.
We're
Not
not doing
bad.
that again.
I think that
Yes, but I'm the most capable to survive on my own.
Don't matter.
respectfully, I think Treya might actually be the most capable of surviving on her own, but
Respectfully, it's not.
Nobody is
We're
alone.
not leaving anybody alone.
I agree. I think it should be at least 2.
And I didn't
but
have to say I will be alone. There is, 3 you can transport. Say you take Dira or Dahlia, because you need a healer. Take Treya with you. Me and whoever else can make our way back.
It could work. It could take everyone. Or it could
I'd rather
go
not
horribly wrong and I could splice half of you into oblivion.
I don't like those.
Arcana.
Fused versions of people. It's a mad
I'm
fly
already a dead
scenario.
man.
Oh god, no.
You don't want to be splinched.
I like that word. Good word.
Well,
Splinched, I like it.
Flinch.
I don't.
I hate it so much. I love it.
Well, if Apollo does show up eventually, then maybe it would be good to have some people here. So
Wait, someone remind me. One of these items that we got doesn't have a teleportation capability.
It's
I don't think so.
it's a word, but we ain't been able to make it work.
Oh right, no one can attune to it because we're not holy enough.
And we don't have Zyphynia.
Which one are you guys talking about?
The sword of the
So it
Ten
doesn't.
Realms.
It has a teleportation.
Gaju doesn't know
capability.
that, but
To somewhere that you've been before, so only Gaju could attune to this. And Zyphynia is not here, and she's the only one who's activated any of its power.
I will unattune something else.
It doesn't matter. You weren't here to. You weren't here to see what happened to this specific item. It requires multiple attunements, and also it only worked when it was in contact with.
Because remember,
Zyphynia,
it requires 2
Yeah.
attunement slots.
And it only worked when 2 people of divine background were touching it at once. No one of us was worthy to touch it, and Apollo and myself couldn't activate it at all. But these 2 and Zyphynia had visions of apocalypse. You
It was
missed out
not
on that.
pleasant.
you
You
want
also
to touch
missed
it
out
with
on me
us?
You also missed out on me killing a dragon. We'll talk about that later. Once we've got Zyphynia
No, I see
back.
it.
Yes, please, anyone touch this stupid sword and
Who
see.
has the sword?
I
Dira?
have the sword.
Okay.
Deer is the pack mule today.
I will.
Go ahead.
Are we all
Let's go
touching
grab
it,
the sword.
or are
Yeah.
we?
I remember. I
don't-
need to know exactly how this is working because it depends on the combat.
I am holding it out.
Okay.
I look between them like.
We
Yeah,
know that
yeah.
Dahlia and Dira touching it did nothing. So, go ahead. Roll science.
For science. Okay. So what?
All right,
What is
so
it? Gotcha.
That's me and Gaju now.
Okay. Nothing happens.
Now, Dira.
Dahlia,
now-
want to join the party?
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay. So 3 of you touching. Nothing happens.
Mm-hmm. We
See,
need
she's-
Zyphynia.
We need her, and is it just me, or is anyone concerned with her very immediate role in the divine squabble that's apparently happening behind closed doors? Because it's making
That's
me
a whole lot of. And yes,
uncomfortable. All right.
What about just me?
take
Can
it.
I hold the sword by myself? I assume nothing.
So you're gonna hold the sword by yourself? Okay. Give me a perception check.
Oh!
Oh, that's a good one. The spooky 20.
At first, nothing happens. But then immediately, like, your tiefling heritage immediately reacts as you almost start to sort of steam with fire. You immediately get pulled back into your vision. Your eyes roll over. Everybody sees that everybody can see that you go into vision. Compared to everyone else, where time stops and it's literally a second, they're experiencing your vision the same time-wise you are, but they don't see it. But you see something completely different. You immediately get pulled into a world of fire and death. Completely different than what they told you about. You see, wherever you are, it clearly is aberrant. The geographical location very much looks like you're actually in Sagaria. As far as the way that looks, it looks very similar, but now with statues all over the place of what looks very similar to Krakopiel, but now with horns and a long spiked tail and armor scattered all over. And you can see that whatever this is, people now know of what she looks like, and now instead of serving her in a way that they did before, they now submit to her as a ruler. You see what Everett soldiers have become. They are now what looks like mindless soldiers, corrupted by plague that looks like it has been infected them. But maybe you're not supposed to see this, as immediately your hands start to burn in a way they've never burned before. To everybody on the outside, you literally see like a red heat coming from how the way he is holding the actual blade. And it is actually...
She's going to grab it and pull it out of his hands.
Okay. Try to pull it out of the hands. All right. Anybody who grabs it, try to pull it out of the hands, give me a strength check. Or athletics.
I would assist at a panic.
Okay, so advantage.
I have garbage strength, so I am not doing that.
All right. Athletics with advantage is 16 plus 7, 23.
23.
Ooh.
Okay. As you're pulling away, Gaju, give me one last perception check on the area before you get pulled out of the vision.
10.
Immediately, as you just feel your hands just searing, and in this vision, you're not holding the blade, but you just feel a pain in your hands. And the last thing you see is just an army that looks like it has just already won a war that is just completely done. But immediately you just kind of get pulled back, and you're back into your body as immediately the sword is pulled from you, and then your hands are just seared in pain that you never felt from fire before. As you immediately look at your hands, and you actually have a scar on each palm from the hilt.
What the hell was that?
I'm assuming that did not happen to anybody else before.
No.
You say scar, does he look damaged, or does it look like it is
It looks like it'll heal in time.
Over?
It'll heal in time. It does not look like Gaju took any damage. You pulled the blade out quick enough. It looks like if Gaju was holding the blade longer, it would have done some serious harm.
Does it look like something that a good old touch of cure wounds could help?
Yeah, I mean, it could easily just take away the physical ailment.
Actually, without even thinking about it, I'm going to put in 5 points of lay on hands.
Okay. The bruising and the bubbling of the skin immediately switches its way back out to your normal skin, and you're back to normal. The phantom pain's there for about 5 seconds, and it goes away, but you do know it's the reaction to the sword.
Well, we won't be doing that again.
Here's my question. All of this time that we're flying, we're all psychically linked and talking. Did either of you tell Gaju about what you saw during your visions? Like, is this stuff we've covered while we're otherwise flying?
I can't imagine that we would not have in those hours.
Chatted about it, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
also probably would have asked Gaiju about Anima and just like what actually happened between them.
Yeah,
as well,
so we can presume that we caught each other up on what happened
in
absence, yes.
Sure.
And I can't think that any of us would hold back.
I can. So, I did tell Gaju about the maps, But if we don't have a private connection, I did not tell you about the council yet.
Gotcha.
Well, okay, the things that everyone observed, none of us would hold back.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
What just happened?
That was different.
That's another word for it. You alright?
No one else caught on fire when they did it.
Dira is wrapping
I
it
saw-
back in cloth and stashing it away.
Yeah. I saw Sagaria burning. With statues of Kokobiel, but with horns. And very lifeless soldiers just submitting to her. They don't worship her. They just serve her.
Interesting that the
That ain't
future...
nothing like what we saw.
Well, some of you saw them looking as if they had been...
Wait, you said
ensorcelled.
it's like they'd finished a war. So that's
Yeah.
the ones that we saw go back to Sargaria?
Well, remember, one of your visions included soldiers who were not necessarily acting of their own accord.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They'd be the ones that he saw after that, maybe?
Interesting, isn't it, that the map of the future has a giant black hole where Sagaria is supposed to be, and now this?
Not
Maybe
trying
it
to be
ain't no
crazy
realm no
here,
more.
but maybe with some careful watching, we could find out more information if more of us just individually took the sword.
Didn't do nothing if it was when it was just me.
It didn't look like Gaji could stand that interaction very much longer, to me.
It's for careful
Oh,
watching.
yeah. Did you hold the sword by yourself?
No.
Interesting.
Do you think it's a tiefling thing?
It was for me, at least.
Lyra, do you still have it? Out?
I had wrapped it up.
Shit, did you put it away?
No, I wrapped it up. I probably haven't gotten it back in my pack yet.
Dahlia holds her hand out for it. It's worth a shot.
Be ready to take it out of her hands.
I guess I'm just gonna take the cloth off of the hilt and hold it out to her, and be ready to yank it back.
She'll
I'll just be ready to, like, yank her hands away. So that way, just 2 for 1, just get them separated.
Yep.
She'll
I'm just going to watch
take a
her.
deep breath and then just go like
Nothing happens.
motherfucker.
I love the image of that.
I mean, to be fair, it's probably because you and I are very different tieflings.
You are very different tieflings. Yes.
You're connected to different things.
Well, she'll
Different
like
places, different people.
wince and then like open an eye and be like, well, that was underwhelming. Never mind.
I mean, at
I'm
least
just
you
as
didn't
glad, to
get
be
some
honest.
people.
Well, it seems we have had lots of terrible news about the future not being very successfully rewritten by the actions of those who sought to free it from the pains it had experienced. You said all of them look plague infected.
So the way to your vision, the way that they looked is they looked like regular, like they were still wearing their errant garb, but you definitely saw like the way that someone who is partially plagued but still mortal, it looks like they're all throughout their veins. Like every blood vessel is being like kind of popped out and is black of the actual plague.
Like me when I get super duper injured.
Correct. And they have no color to their eyes. They are just like very similar to like zombies, but in this aspect it's more or less like a straight possession than an actual just infection.
DM, what do we know about the origin of the plague? I know what, like,
Not
the
much.
viewers know, but we don't know,
I
right?
do. Gaiju knows and has told the group that it was because of Armoros's nightmare.
Yeah, so you guys
That
know
created,
how it was created. Yes, you do know how it was created. You don't know exactly the mathematics of how it worked, but you do know
Right.
how it started.
We knew it was a nightmare. Okay.
It was a nightmare. You do know, based off the information that was given to you from Gaiju, that there was a time before Armoros lost to her sister, and she became broken in her sleep, so she had someone to protect her, and that person decided to find everyone else as a threat. So it started finding the whole world as a threat, and it became an infection to the world, thus the plague.
And that's Era, right?
Yeah, so what Era is so as the plague started to evolve, it started needing a body, so it had to eventually take a host. In the end of the last age, T's Revenge, which is Campaign 1's group, defeated that the first time ever, found out there was a way actually to kill it, and was able to stop the progression of the plague.
Is Amanda okay to hop on?
Yeah, go ahead. Averant's interjection into this, they were able to find the remnants of the plague king / queen, depending on the person that they took over at the time, and they experimented on it, and there was still a remnant of memory left in it, and this was the version of it that didn't have a host. It was basically as it evolved and it took more bodies, it started creating its own individual personality, and that's Era. And they started experimenting on it, and Era's not a big fan of that. But this team, and this team decided to free her with the price that they could at least extract some DNA. So she literally cut off one of her arms and gave it to them. But no one has seen Era since.
I hate to be the stater of the obvious, but whatever you did with that sample that you acquired, the very same one that turned the people that infected me, it might lead to an army eventually. And those are the costs that we pay for decisions we make without knowledge.
Considering who took it, that ain't exactly a big surprise.
No. Gaiju, while you were gone, I did speak to someone from the council. We have much to discuss once we've retrieved Zyphynia and are in a better state, but I can tell you, Dahlia is not the only one being looked.
Wait, what?
Goody.
Before we continue,
go
ahead. Finish it.
I'm also on the list now because of Plague. Not from my side. They all operate even more independently than I thought. But we have much to discuss when we are in safer, more stable ground, including what she wants with you and me, and what she wants me to do when we are here. There is a facility on this island where they're experimenting on plague infected.
Here too.
She wants it destroyed. And I don't necessarily want to do anything she wants to do, but I agree. So if we can get Zyphynia back, and if we can get Apollo back, and if we can take care of this, then on the way to do whatever we're doing to spy on the Nelithirian outpost here, we need to destroy it. Because this future that we see with an army of the infected, we need to divert from it as much as we can. You have seen what happens to me. And in the ages before, it was far worse. Now, consider how many plague infected that we saw in V's army. There are many there, but they are being nurtured and cared for and taught to control it. They are not being turned into thralls. But if we allow Cocopial to be the person who decides how this interacts with a humanoid body, well, I have my doubts it will be treated so kind. And I do not want her to discover a way to control all of them, because that could include me at some point. And many others. So let's get Zyphynia back. And then let's move forward.
While they're talking, I'm gonna cast or try psychic whispers just to touch base with Zyphynia and see it. Like, are you still alive? What's going on?
We will answer
you're
that
good
in a
to
little bit
switch
because I
if you
need
want.
Zyphynia to know what's going on before she replies.
I
So,
know
we're gonna take a quick
Really
break.
don't.
We're gonna take a 5-minute break. We'll be right back and kind of talk to Zyphynia and tell her what she missed, and we'll be back shortly. So we'll see you in a bit. Don't go far.
Okay.
I have.
Sports medicine doctor.
Mhm,
All right, let me just
and
fix
that's helped the
everybody's
most.
windows.
It's just costly.
We're back. Just waiting for Gotcha to return. Okay.
Oh wow, this map isn't ominous and scary.
So
Oh no, not at all.
Zyphynia, as you're in this room throughout this time, you are stuck within this runic spot here. You can move around in there as much as you'd like, but there's some kind of energy that stopped you from leaving, and you've been told it's specifically due to the fact that you got Luna's power within you. And as long as you got that, you can't leave the area. But
For the first hour.
Hmm?
For the first hour, I definitely was like hitting it with the axe and throwing things at it, and any sort of spell I knew, I was trying that. And then I just sat throwing rocks at it.
so if you decide to if you decide to attack it with anything that's not magical, it immediately shatters.
Oh.
If you attack it with any weapon that's not magical, it will break. So just note that if you decide to do that, you would have broken your weapon. But when you got there, it was immediately like you immediately went into this room and none of the stones were glowing, none of the crystals were glowing, nothing, and the crystals weren't even there. There was just this big, huge runic area. But as soon as he threw you into the center, everything started to glow. Crystals appeared, the runes activated, and this big, huge structure itself almost like lived up to the area. But we're going to switch ourselves back to the regular group. So, still flying on Treya's back. You guys were discussing everything. Comparing notes.
I think we had stopped.
We had stopped so we can decide if we want to teleport
Okay.
and how we're going to go about that. So you said I think I can take 3 or 4 people total, or besides me?
No, you added to you can take 2 or 3 people with the magic
2 or
ability.
3.
2 or 3.
Okay.
So a total of a maximum of 4, maybe 3, with you included.
I don't think it's worth trying to potentially overload. I am completely content with catching back up. And I have ways to go faster, obviously, so...
My worry is we couldn't... I couldn't even see if there was something different about him, even with an Exos that allows me to see. Truly see. And I couldn't react fast enough. Apollo's magic didn't work. What if we get there and then you get there and all you find is corpses of your friend? I'm not saying one of us would turn the tide specifically, but...
We don't have a lot of options right now. It's either we all trek 6 days to get there, and then we have Zyphynia's corpse for all we know. Or
I
at least
agree.
we can send some people ahead.
We need
Maybe
go
to buy
back.
time at the bare minimum until whoever else can get there.
Get somebody there. We can't get everybody. We gotta get somebody.
So who's going with
But
me?
nobody goes alone anywhere.
We've got Gaju staying. I can take maybe 2, maybe 3 of you.
Treya will
At
just
least
be
one
like,
healer.
oh,
Zira, you should go.
Treya is quite powerful. Take her with you.
And Deer can be a healer, and I can stay back, and if anything crazy happens and Apollo shows up, then at least we're here.
Do you want both of the people connected to a benevolent god to stay behind?
I wouldn't say benevolent.
Neutral,
Fair.
then.
Not neutral. That might actually... I don't know. Ain't nobody neutral in that set.
Well,
I will
considering
take-
he doesn't seem like any gods at this rate. Maybe it's for the
I
best.
will leave
I
this
don't know.
decision to your best judgment. Either way, I have to go, so who comes with me is your decision.
I don't know what he knows about Alosna, or if the fact that she is partially related to one of his sisters. But I don't, and I didn't tell him shit while I was with him.
Clearly, he
Obviously.
would have been in more of a hurry.
Why do people like me? I don't know.
It could have been any of us that stumbled upon him, so don't blame yourself. You would have found a way, regardless. But
I had a few visions of him before we went on our trip. So.
you did. Anything useful that I might take with me to try and murder him?
Remind me, Joe, I wasn't able to touch him, right?
You never actually tried. He convinced you that he just faced his hands to himself, and you just kind of went with it. So you never actually tried to touch him.
But we know he can touch people because he touched our angel.
Yes, but she technically has part of Cocobial in her. So it could make sense that he would be able to touch her via that, is my thinking.
So
If
yeah,
you run
just
by
to
that
remind
theory,
you,
Find out.
is that he just mentioned to you, even if he wanted to, he couldn't touch you, and then you just face his hands to each other. They imply that he can't touch anybody, but you don't know if that was true or not.
Yeah.
We'll test it.
I will at least let them know that's what he told me. I probably do have doubts about that, but
Dungeons and
didn't
Dragons
care
giving people
enough,
trust issues
actually.
since whenever.
You're also talking to the man
Thank
that
you.
has so many trust issues.
I'm happy to test that with inflict wounds.
I would say probably hits him with as much necrotic energy as possible. I don't know.
Ren gets out the staff and plants it in the ground and holds it
Okay.
and starts trying to activate it. Well, if you're coming, step onto the platform, please.
Dira steps
We
up.
can risk 3, or I can take 2 and play it safe.
Safer.
Whichever you.
Am I going or am I staying here? I don't know what's going on.
Go with Ren.
Okay, so she runs over and touches the staff.
I look at Treya, and I'm just like, I have no idea what will happen when we get there. But if something happens to me, or Dira, or both of us, I do not want you to stick around. Do you understand?
Okay. She looks kind of confused while you're saying this. Like, what do you want me to do?
Go back and find Gaju.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. All right. Sure. She definitely looks overwhelmed by that statement, but she took it into account.
I do not want him to get his hands on you. Understand?
Yeah. I'll if anything goes wrong, I will run back to the group. I'll switch to my fastest form. I'll go as fast as I can.
I mean, if you can, I am happy to have you help us recover if we're down, but if it seems like the tide has turned in a way that you are next, I want you to leave.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I mean, I'll heal, but I'll run if I need to run. Okay.
All right. Well, I try to activate it.
Okay, so you activate it with Dira and Treya touching it, and immediately go into a bright light for like 10 seconds. Immediately during that time, the other people are there. They just vanish with the staff. Gone. Completely it's just like in a bright light, just go. In 10 seconds of time, Ren, Treya, Indira all enter into this large room. The staff is still in your hands, but it is drained of energy. This room itself would normally be pretty darkened, but there is normal pinkish, purplish hue, crystallized items scattered around the place with a shadowy fog that's kind of scurrying. This area is technically on a 30-foot hill, and you can see Zyphynia. It doesn't look like there's any reason for her to stay up there, but she's standing, just hanging out, chucking rocks, and just hanging out. At this point, due to the fact that it makes no sound for you to transfer it there, as far as you can assume, Anima doesn't know you're there. His back is turned towards you.
I'm still chucking rocks occasionally.
Okay. What's your passive perception, Zyphynia?
Is 11.
Okay. You don't notice that they appeared either.
Chucking the rocks.
For the people that got there, as she's chucking rocks, they randomly just like vaporize before they leave the area of the actual circle. But you can't see why.
From where I am, before we start engaging or anything, now that I see that there's some sort of barrier there, do I spot anything with my proficiency in Arcana that indicates like an arcane engine or a source of what this might be? Is it runic in nature? Like,
you can give me an Arcana check.
Okay, that's 21.
Okay, you can assume that this whole room is a runic device. Everything from the walls to the crystals to whatever Zyphynia is standing on. But you also assume that there's something less like a generator, but more or less the magic of this area that is creating a kind of a ritualized barrier on Zyphynia. You don't necessarily if she can't leave or you can't enter or a little bit of both, but you can definitely tell that every time she throws something non-magical out of it, it just gets destroyed. Not like it breaks apart, but literally just vaporizes. But you do realize that everything's connected in this place. All the energy is flowing through this one spot in the center.
I got to spell magic.
I think I look at Dira and like we're right next to each other and I just say, whispering, do you want to try to dispel one of these crystals, or do you just want to hit him in the face?
I want to hit him in the face, but I want to get Zyphynia out of there.
Alright, let me check my spells real quick, see what I got going on here.
You just hear like a psst, psst, as rocks are hitting this.
Oh, before we inevitably end up in combat, quick question on the armor. It says, it says whenever you gain access to Misty Step, whenever you heal using lay on hands, you can move using Misty Step without using another action. So you need to heal in order to use Misty Step. Is that what that's saying?
Correct. So what it's saying is that you don't actually have to spell Misty Step. It's just saying whenever you use lay on hands, you can use that same turn and Misty Step anywhere you want without spending an extra action. It's just part of the lay on hands for the armor.
Okay, Misty Step is usually a bonus. So would I still have a bonus in that turn?
Yep.
Or okay.
Yep.
That was the question.
It's just a free Misty Step whenever you heal.
Cool. That was what I thought it might be, but I wanted to make
It's kind of like you go over, lay on hands, and then bam, I'm out in a safe distance kind of thing like that.
Yep. That seemed like the intent.
Yep.
And I wanted to make sure I understood the order of operations there, and I did. So yay me.
So we could either, in Ren's opinion, we could either each try to take a crystal and fuck with it at the same time before shit pops off, or one of us could attack him while one of us goes for a crystal. I don't have Dispel Magic, but I do have Inflict Wounds, and I'm really curious what happens if I pump necrotic energy into one of these things.
I'm Yeah, I would not be able to get to him in my movement for a and you would actually know
Ben's
that I
here?
would not be able. I don't have enough movement to get to him for a melee attack, so I would have to open with crossbow. Which
Well, I
am
have
happy
a
to do.
super powerful bow as well, so I could pop that shit off while you go and try to dispel something in this area if you'd like.
Yeah.
Joe. Yes, for Ben.
Ben's ready.
You all set?
Ben's
Ben.
here.
Oh, Ben's here.
Ben's
I thought.
ready.
Okay. I thought you said Ren is set. I'm like, oh, okay.
No, Ben's here.
No,
Okay, cool. All right.
gently.
have Apollo.
The boy would
Okay.
like to join.
Yep, go ahead. I was like, I know Ren's ready. Ren's talking. Like it's.
Also, I just realized I've been Apollo on the stream this whole time, so.
And now you're not anymore.
No, that was just a second ago because I was switching it once you guys were saying
It
that.
was just after the break.
It was just
Oh.
yeah. All right, let me fix some
It was
stuff to
after
get us
Zyphynia got
back
here.
into a whole thing because the battle thing got all stupid.
Oh, Apollo, you're having a very bad day.
It's all around.
Oh.
Hugs over the internet.
Interweb hugs.
Are we on stream? Are we off now?
We're on
on.
stream.
We're on stream.
We're live.
Mind.
Yeah,
Oh.
Memorex.
Oh.
Hold that thought.
Hold
There's
that
things the
thought.
world does not need to hear currently.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'll tell you guys after.
Okay.
Let me just quick fix this so we're all copacetic. The battle layout got all effed up.
Okay. So I'll be right back.
F in the A.
Yeah, just look at Dira. Like, I'm totally down to try to talk, but neither of us are super persuasive. So
I have no interest in talking. You have
I did
been
not-
listening for the last little while. Dear has just been like,
yeah,
And Drea's
Ren-
not great with social cues, so.
Ren did not bring the person for negotiation, so they're just like, or it is then. Just like get ready to hide.
oh
Get
yeah,
their bow
no,
out and get ready to hide.
If I was in 30 feet, I would already have gone up and hit him in the face.
Immediately. Okay.
Go for the face.
Oh yeah,
So, do you
yeah.
want to try?
Yeah, Dear's basically spending the whole
looking
last
for a-
day
Bottom right.
imagining punching this guy in the face.
Noted. All right. Ren will follow your lead. Do you want to dispel magic on this crystal while I try to shoot this dude in the back of the head?
Sure, and I will.
Okay.
I will go to this one so that I'm behind it.
Yeah,
And
Ren
that will
is
also get
going
me
to.
closer to dude, and I'm going to cast dispel magic on the crystal right here.
I will simultaneously fire off from hide. I'm gonna attempt to hide as well. Do you want me to, before we move forward, do you want me to cast like silence on you or pass without a trace, or do you not care?
It would not occur to me. If it would occur to you, go for it. It would not occur to me.
All right, we are all set.
I'm just gonna try to. I'm not gonna try to waste the stuff to make this one thing quiet. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna stealth into a hiding position, and so the second Dira like dashes forward to try to cast dispel magic on one of these things, I'm firing an arrow at this dude.
Yeah, and you are pointing me at the crystals because Dira's thought would be to try to cast it at the field itself.
You could try the field if you want. I just have a feeling it's not going to work. It's going to
Well,
be
and
too powerful.
if you have said that, I'm going to believe you. So I'm coming over here just to be behind it. and I'm
Treya's just
casting
gonna like
dispel
whisper.
magic.
It's like, do you want me to try to get Zyphynia?
Sure.
Okay. She's gonna turn into she's gonna turn into a panther and try to like stealth her way into the actual thing.
Okay, Ren's going to roll up behind this and ready their action from stealth. Do you want me to roll stealth for sneak attack, or is he definitely not noticed us?
He's
yet?
not noticed you, so you got sneak attack. So go
Okay,
ahead
cool.
and get your free actions, free attacks.
All right,
Okay.
I'm going to
so
roll
yeah,
this
that's me.
attack with advantage. Yes. So with my bow,
Mm-hmm.
I rolled a 28 to hit.
Yeah.
18 plus 10.
Yeah.
Woo! Ren's ready. Let's do it. All right. So, unfortunately, I did not crit, but we will still roll 2d10
Oh, and just
plus.
while you're doing that, Apollo, just roll me a d20.
I don't remember how many sneaks I have. 26. Let me double check the damage on this bow.
3.
12.
One.
Do I add anything? Just roll d20.
Yeah.
Time 2024.
Okay, 12.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna roll my damage for this hit.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want me to break it down by element, or does it not matter?
Doesn't matter. Well, unless it's necrotic. He's immune to necrotic damage.
Well, that's a good way to find this out.
Mhm.
7. Or sorry, only one of the damage is necrotic.
Okay.
And then, so I will just exclude that.
Got it.
And then in the meantime, I've got... $25 damage
Okay.
for the rest of the damage on the bow. And my sneak attack damage.
Okay, just real quick, Zyphynia, roll me a d20.
$18.
Okay, cool. All right, we'll get back to that. Dira,
And then
you
I
wanna
will
do
use
something?
my bonus. I will
Okay.
use my bonus action to hide behind this thing to try and be out of line of sight.
Got it. Dira,
And
did you want to use a
that's
free
gonna-
action?
Yeah, I am going to try and cast Dispel Magic on this thingy here.
Okay.
The one that I am hiding behind.
All right.
Behind. Actually, I'm going to go all the way up to this point. Third, because that's the level that I've got.
What level are you doing?
Third.
Third. It doesn't do anything.
I don't have any higher.
Yeah, it
All
seems
right,
to
well,
not
let's-
do anything to the crystal.
All right.
Good to know.
Treya is going to transform into a
I
panther.
it.
It's going to 5, 10, 15, 20,
Yeah.
25.
After nothing happens, I kick the crystal.
Got it.
Do I see anything at that point or no?
At that point, you definitely, like, all of a sudden, you just hear, like, the whistle of, like, an actual arrow, just like, immediately, like, a bolt immediately, like, hit him, as he immediately is like, what the fuck? And he immediately looks around, and you can tell where it came from, but he doesn't notice, as he immediately draws his...
I throw a harder rock. Like, you heard that, didn't you?
Yeah.
I'm getting there.
He also needs to make a DC 15 wisdom save
Got
from
it.
my bow.
17.
He passes.
Okay. At this point, immediately as he reacts, Apollo, your bamfing stops, and you appear on the battlefield, completely unaware of what is going on.
Yay!
Okay. I mean,
So-
I know Z got taken, right?
So, yeah. So, what is happening between for you is I basically just used the idea you had. So his wild magic just went out of control. He just kept bamfing all over the place. Like every 5 seconds, just shifted to somewhere else. So I'm just gonna say it now that just randomly ended, and you were able to figure out where some of the people are, and you randomly just bamfed in here, not knowing what's going on. They at least told you that she was taken. You already knew that, and that they were gonna head that way. But it's been kind of coming out into spurts. But you have been like communicated to due to your psychic link. So you're mostly in the loop.
Got it. Oh,
So go ahead and everyone roll me an initiative that's part of that group that's on the battle.
Ah!
Oh, that's a sad
Sorry,
initiative.
Henry.
Oh, that's an even worse initiative.
19 for me.
19.
4.
4. Oh God.
We're
Natural
not doing the
one.
best.
11.
Okay. All right. Well, currently, right now, he does not see Ren, and right now, the panther form of Treya is being very, very silent and is using, because this is on a mound of 30 feet. She is currently hiding behind it before she climbs up. So currently, he has only noticed a little bit of Dira, but mostly Apollo as he immediately bamps in. And he immediately draws this long sword off his back that kind of looks like it's not even physical. It's mostly made out of what looks like some kind of shadow. But with the big rule, Ren gets to go first.
Why fuck with the good thing? I summon another arrow and I shoot it again.
Okay.
From hide. So I'll roll with advantage again.
Mm-hmm.
I crit.
Nice.
Alright. Hooray. We want this guy dead. Ren is obviously brought Dira because murder time, I guess. So let's see if we can survive until the roll this damage separate. Oh, nice. 8. Nice.
And by the way, I'll get to Dahlia and Gaju at the end of each round.
So exciting.
For the drama.
I rolled so good on this. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
$51 points of damage,
Fuck, okay.
but some of that's necrotic damage.
Okay.
8 of it was necrotic damage. So,
What'd you say total damage was with necrotic?
51.
51.
Minus,
So that'd be 43. Because you said 8
not
necrotic.
shabby. On
Yeah.
my sneak attack, I rolled 6, 6, 6, 1. Like I was
6, 6, 6.
And, like,
Nice.
it was like 9 and 8 for my necrotic, or 7 and 1 for my necrotic. So on the dice I choose for necrotic, I rolled not that great, but that was okay.
Okay.
So yeah, first attack, that. Then for my bonus action, we're gonna roll round 2.
Okay.
Is it dim light in here?
Yeah, it's dim light.
Sweet. I am going to use Shadow Step for my bonus action, which allows me to teleport up to 60 feet in an unoccupied space in dim light or darkness, which gives me advantage on the first melee attack that I make before the end of my next turn. So
Okay.
I will bamf. Let's see if yeah, we're good. We're gonna move. I think I have space to do this. Let me just ruler check real quick. Oh, you know what? I think, let me double check the wording. It's before the end of this turn. Does it mean my turn? Must mean. Okay.
If it's
I'm not
his
gonna
turn,
do
it's
that
your
'cause-
turn. Yep.
So I'm going to skip that. I don't want to do that. I will just use my movement to get me where I need to go. Because you said this is 30 feet elevated,
Correct.
right?
Yep.
Is it straight up or is it a slope?
It's a slope, but there's no specific steps on it, so it would be rough terrain to climb up. It is still a slope, so you could walk on it, but yeah, it'd be twice the movement speed.
Okay, I will just use my bonus action to hide again because I am doing all right over here. And I
Fantastic.
don't want to mess that up. Let me roll stealth.
Mm-hmm.
25.
Yeah, he does. You're moving so quickly, he doesn't even notice. It's just these are coming at him. He doesn't even notice where they're coming from.
And actually, before I roll into stealth, I'm going to take my second attack with the bow because
Okay.
I won't get sneak attack on this one, but or advantage because I'm assuming since my first shot reveals me to be there, my second shot's not at advantage, right?
My usual rule is that you're doing everything in one turn. So,
Okay,
for all intents and
so
purposes, you still have advantage.
I'm not going to argue with them
Yeah.
having advantage. I rolled a 24 that time to hit.
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay, let me just roll. I will just skip rolling the necrotic because I know that.
Because in my
work
mind, you're
anyway.
essentially pulling back the bow and you're firing twice real quick. So it's just
Sure.
happening. You know, like there's, you know, by the time he figures out you're there, the next arrow's going to hit him.
Some legless shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
So this one is only. I didn't roll very good on this round. This is only 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 damage.
11. Okay.
He needs to roll 2 more wisdom saves for both my shots to
Okay.
see if he is on fire.
First one's a natural 1. Second one is a 12.
So he failed both of them.
Yep.
So he will take next round.
1d6 fire
He'll
damage.
Yeah, it says if it fails the save, it takes 1d6. So I'm assuming that means it says it doesn't stack, so he'll only take it once.
Yep, you'll only take it once. So at the beginning of
And
his
then
turn,
I'd
he takes
also
1d6.
I'd like to pay a charge
Okay.
to try and reduce his vision by 10 feet
Got
for
it.
the next round.
Okay.
So I don't know if that works on him, but we'll
You don't
see.
know, but you could definitely try it.
Cool.
Cool.
So yeah,
All right,
then
cool.
I use my stealth roll and hide. That's my turn.
Okay, and it's his turn, so he's going to roll a d6 to take some fire damage. He takes the full 6.
Burn, bitch.
As you immediately see, like, as he burns, you almost see, like, some of his body actually turns, like, into it. Like, he almost isn't really there. He's partially a shadow, and, like, some of his shadow burns. He is going to 5, 10, 15, 20. So he draws out his sword. And he's going to swing at Dira. With a pathetic 13.
Nope.
Extra attack. Oh my god, with only 11. Okay, so he
Good
draws out
rolls,
this.
good rolls.
As you see, like, there's nothing physical there. He just kind of, like, almost just, like, drags with this manifested blade of shadow that just tries to slice at you, and he misses both times. It's still physically there, like, whether you bring up the shield and it just kind of bounces off, you don't feel that much impact from it. As he immediately just starts glowing his eyes as a bonus action, and you start to see the illumination of the actual crystals start to get brighter. As he immediately just yells, "You're only delaying the inevitable. What I need for her will be done shortly." That's the end of his turn. We're going to go to Apollo.
You muted.
No, I was trying to get my mouse to move.
Okay.
The day keeps adding. All right. Okay. So we are going to. All right. So I mean, obviously, I'm just popping in here. What am I seeing? Zyphynia up on the hill. I'm seeing crystals around in a weird positioning for the most part.
Okay, so the 5 crystals themselves, they're naturally glowing with the luminescence that you see on the screen. The mound that Zyphynia is on is 30 feet off the ground. It's not as straight up as it looks like. It's not like a tower. There is actually kind of like a slope that leads up to it, but it's mostly dirt. There's no actual structure to it, so climbing it would be rough terrain. Other than that, the actual luminescence that's glowing on the floor is actually part of the actual ground, not the actual glow of the actual crystals themselves. But the whole area, you can naturally just tell, even without making an Arcana check, is straight magic. Everything from the walls, the floor, to the dirt that you're walking on is magic.
Can I just make an Arcana check on these crystals to see if, like, whatever these crystals are, hearing this guy say that is in something to Z?
I mean, you could give me an Arcana check.
Okay. That's pretty good. 21.
21? The The crystals themselves, as far as you can tell, they don't necessarily power whatever he's trying to do, but they speed up the process. Destroying them wouldn't stop the process, but it would less hasten it, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
They're kind of like chargers to make it go faster.
Got it. Okay. We need to buy some time, basically. Is she like tied down, or is
No,
she just
she's. I mean, Zyphynia, you're sitting, you're standing.
I'm sitting at this point because I've been standing, screaming for the past 7+ hours. In this last 8 hour, I'm just throwing rocks.
Yeah, she's just sitting there throwing rocks. She might have noticed you guys, but she's. Other than kind of mocking him when the battle started, nothing's really happened with her.
Bouncing off of anything?
As she throws, as soon as they hit, like, if she throws in, like, let's say she throws in this direction, as soon as they get here, the rock immediately just becomes vaporized, goes into nothingness. But you don't see a physical force field there.
Okay. Okay. We are gonna go ahead and Radira. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna go ahead and cast third level. Let's go 4th level Shatter on the crystal right next to Dira, and
Okay.
But I'm gonna try to position it so that way it hits the crystal. It's a 10-foot cube, I believe.
Okay, so it only hit the crystal, not Dira.
It's the crystal, and that blows it. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I guess we'll find out. So a Shatter. Magical object that isn't being worn or carried also takes the damage if it is in the spell's area. Does it make a saving throw? Would it be a con saving throw?
Each creature in a 10-foot radius centered on that point must make a Constitution saving throw. Yes, it does.
My DC is a 16 right now.
Yeah, it only got 10.
Cool. Alright, so it's taking the full damage from a 4th level Shatter, which is 5d8.
Okay.
Let's see. Then 19. The magic staff that's a +3, does that add to it or no?
Yes.
Okay. 30 points of thunder damage.
Okay. It is cracked, but it's still glowing.
Okay.
Get it, Apollo?
And then I am going to burn 2 sorcery points to quicken that, and then cast.
It's a weird name
Go
for a
with-
spell.
Yeah. Cast Ray of Frost at him.
Okay.
So I will make a range attack against him. It is 26 to hit.
26 is a hit.
Okay, 4. Cold damage, and his speed is reduced by 10 feet till the start of my next turn.
How much cold damage? It cut out a little bit.
I'm sorry, it was 8.
8.
Cold.
Okay, and his speed was reduced by how much?
And until the end of my next turn.
Got it. Wow, everybody's reducing his vision, reduces his speed. Got it.
Debuff champs.
Okay. Anything else?
That's it. I think so.
Okay, cool. Zyphynia.
I'm going to continue to mock him and throw stuff.
Okay.
So there's not much else I can do.
Fuck you, you fucking guy.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. Treya.
I just imagine like the French guy from Monty Python.
Yeah. Right.
Your mother was a hamster and your father smelled the velvet berries.
Yes.
Just with the little gauntlets, just the little bracers just hanging out over. Yeah. Okay, so on Freya's turn, she's going to stealthily climb up, which is going to be twice the movement speed since she's being stealth. So she got 19. So she's going to make her way halfway up with the Panther's movement speed plus climbing plus being quiet. So she's halfway up the mound. And Dira.
I have been waiting about a day and a half to hit this guy, and I imagine doing it with my fist, but now that I'm here, I'm doing it with my sword.
All my dreams.
That's right. That's a 13 to hit. God damn it.
13 is a miss.
You think? Second attack. That's a little better. 30 to hit?
Yeah, that's a hit.
All right, so we are going to do our... Let's see. And I'm doing this... Yeah, so there's our regular damage, which is 10. And then I need to clear those so that I can see my spell slot, so I can put a second level smite on this.
Smite me, almighty smiter.
Is another 10 radiant.
How much is the first part of it radiant?
I didn't even do the a charge on it.
Okay,
It's
so
just 1d8 plus 8 regular. That's
Okay.
so the first 10 is regular damage.
okay,
And then another 10 radiant.
okay. As you hit him with the radiant, with the smite, he immediately screams out in pain.
All right. Well, that's good to know.
Good to know.
And then bonus action, I am gonna shield master shove, and I'm gonna try and slam his ass into the crystal
Okay.
with the shield master shove. And that is contested strength, I believe.
Okay.
And that is going to be an 18.
Yeah. That's only a 7.
What is your problem?
So you just
I
shove him into
love
the
my
crystal.
team.
Yep.
Why don't you just
You're just bad.
roll me an unarmed strike and add 5 for the crystal being an environmental thing.
Okay, I'll do that. If I get it actually in the thing. That's a natural 20.
Fair enough.
Plus 7 for a 7. My normal damage on that is 4. What did you say we're adding?
5. So you'll take a 9
Okay.
9 points of damage.
So is there what would be the crit damage on that?
So that we'll just double it. We'll just say it's
Yep.
so we'll just double it. Yep.
Well, it rolled a crit of 4. Okay,
Cool.
undefined. Gotcha. All right, so that's that.
Fuck,
That
he's
is my
taking some
turn.
damage.
And I'm sure he's going to start doing shit to me, and right now I do not care.
I don't fucking care. Not even a
Yeah,
single.
so I'm
fucking-
not going anywhere. I've just got him shoved up against the thing
Okay.
with the shield.
As we pull back a little bit, we're gonna switch back to the people that were left behind but not forgotten. So as our tieflings are hanging up behind,
We
And-
have no idea that Apollo has appeared.
no. Unless you're still trying to communicate to him like every couple minutes with your psychic link.
I can, but here's the thought that I thought of. If they're 6 days away, they're probably not in a mile range, so that psychic link would not work.
True.
No, you'd have to use sending.
Yeah.
So we're sitting there thinking he's probably going to bamf back to somewhere near us. I don't know if we're going to be moving until we get a chance to message him again.
Assuming if they just assuming they teleported out the whole
Mhm.
squad.
Yeah.
And after a second, I guess I would cast sending to Apollo and just be like, "Are you still having
Still
issues?"
bamfing, son.
Apollo, you can respond. You go ahead and respond. Feel free. You're in the battle, but you can respond.
Alright, I gotta just destroying things. I have to get the character. I'm not just fucking hitting things. Okay. He would probably say. I think you would hear the tail end of whatever somatic or cold spell.
Verbal.
Said that it did. Thank you. Yeah. May not work good. Ray of Frost. Hear the end tail of whatever that is, and then the blast, and be like, I met them. I found them.
She's gonna shoot right back and be like, them? Like, the group? Or...
He won't be able to respond to that turn because it would require another action to do that on his turn, so he'll respond later.
I guess Gaiju's just gonna be standing there waiting for a response.
I just imagine now, like, my dream is to have Apollo do like a very like Dragon Ball Z version of his abilities now. So he's like, fire bolt, and just immediately fired off with both hands, kind of like that. Just calling up every spell's name.
Pokemon.
Because anime logic is the ability gets more strong the more that you call its name out louder. You know, you say it out louder, it's more powerful.
Play that game because I'll do it.
If you screw it out loud enough, I will give you advantage. All right.
Just spare our ears, please.
Yeah, I assume whatever response he has, whether it's, yeah, I found the group, where are you guys? Or it's just even no response. Dolly's just gonna be like, motherfucker!
I mean, I guess if she was able to relay that, then he may suggest that they continue moving.
I mean, guys, you can hear her talking to Apollo, you just can't hear Apollo's response. So
Right.
Yeah.
you can get that out of that then.
He probably wouldn't, like, eagle it back up, but just, walking as a start.
Okay.
Once he knows a better answer, then maybe eagle.
I guess the only way is forward now.
It's okay, I know the way.
They can hold out for another 6 days. It'll be fine.
It's
6 days. One-on-one.
You know what?
Could
Why do we need
possibly
to
go
rush?
wrong.
Let's just walk. Let's just have a good time with it. It'll be fine.
There's, creatures in this tunnel. It's a good time. It's a good time.
All right. So top of the
Guess I'm done.
round to Ren.
We're just gonna keep it up. Okay, let me see where he is now. Oh, he's a lot closer to me than he was before.
Yeah, he tried to swing all big bad guy and really sucked at it.
Cool. Well, he's still very shootable, so I'm gonna shoot him.
He does have a very shootable face.
He has a very shootable face. I'm gonna bonus
He really
action.
does.
Actually, I'm gonna use my bonus action to steady aim to give myself advantage on this.
I'll be honest. When I created him, I was like, I need to make him look like a Chad, and so that was
A
him.
Chad. He's a Chad. Okay. Let's see. Disagree. I'm gonna roll. I rolled stealth at the end of last turn again, so I'm already shooting with advantage, so I don't need to steady aim.
Look good.
Natural 20 again.
Jesus fucking Christ! Okay.
2 and a 20. I love being a rogue. Have I talked about how much I love being a rogue? All right. Nice. 4. $17 and 29. $42 damage. I excluded the necrotic already.
Okay, cool.
And then I'm gonna roll for my second attack.
Sure.
27 to hit.
Yeah. This guy's
We
being
are
a little
not-
bitch.
We are not
He's
liking
taking
him.
it.
We are not liking him.
You are supposed to be a god. Come on.
We are very unimpressed by gods lately.
22 points of damage.
Sure.
I'm gonna need him to roll 2 wisdom saves, please.
Yeah, he's
See
probably
if
gonna fail
on
those.
fire.
Let's see. Okay, that's better. That's a 18, and then
Passes.
17.
They both pass, but I'm gonna dump a charge into it to reduce his vision for another round.
Sure.
What should he succeed by?
I'm sorry.
And then
I was
What?
asking Ren how much he succeeded by.
only what were they?
17 and 18.
It's only a d6 fire damage. It's not super worth it for you to waste it. If it was something like hold purse, or if it was like my stunning strike, that's different.
Yeah, this is just giving
But-
like 1 turn of burning damage after the fact.
Yeah, so he still is down by 10 to 10 feet of vision, and he can't save versus that if I hit. So, and then I'm gonna use my bonus action to hide again.
It's not like he could see you anyway. Like it's.
Well, I don't know if it's working. To be fair, that's a 29 stealth.
Yeah, sure. Okay. All right, Anima's turn. He is going to take his action, and he is going to gotta do something impressive. All right, he's gonna strike again. He's I'm gonna just see if he can actually hit. 19.
Nope.
Of course not. Why do I give you guys
You gave
things?
me-
Yeah, why do I
you
give
gave
things?
me
Why
pretty
do I give
armor.
you guys things? Yeah, that's not gonna work either. All right, so he's gonna do a bonus action, and he is going to re-engage the crystals, and they're gonna glow even more aggressively. And I'm gonna have him take a legendary action, and he is gonna strike the ground, and he's going to step out of the way. Dira, you get a free action attack opportunity as he vanishes away.
Alrighty, I am going to take that
Okay.
and take another whack at him for 22.
Yep.
All right, and that's going to be regular damage 9.
Mhm.
And we're going to do another second level smite for 7 radiant.
Okay.
Joe, that wasn't a spell, was it?
No, it's not a spell.
What he was okay.
No, it's not a spell. So he
And opportunity is just a single attack, right?
just a single. So he's going to immediately move over here, and he is going to generate the shadow around him, but you don't know what it necessarily does. That's the end of his turn. You're going to go to Apollo.
Can I respond to Dahlia at this point then?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I will say found Z and the rest fighting guy who took Z.
You know, the guy. Do it to the face.
Dickhead.
Did you say beating the guy that took C?
Fighting the guy who took Z.
You know, the one that looks like a fucking Chad.
Chad McCaster's Z.
I didn't even catch his name. I just know he's an absolute Chad.
Seeing as he
Yeah,
now
no,
is
Chad.
over there. I think we're gonna do this. Okay, so I don't know if anybody who can actually see Apollo right now.
Technically everyone can see him.
Okay. Randomly, you see him kind of just grab his head for a second.
Mhm.
And he takes his glasses off, and you see him fold them really quick and put them in his pocket.
Oh no, he took the
And his
glasses
stance
off.
just completely changes from like diminutive, like kind of hunched Apollo to kind of like. And he's going to like also just ascend 30 feet into the air.
Okay.
He's gonna fly up, and see him, and he's gonna look over at Spellboy. And you're just gonna all of a sudden hear Apollo go, "That wasn't very nice of you. No, I feel like you should burn." And he's gonna cast a 5th level fireball.
Jesus,
And-
okay, sure.
I'm gonna try to hit him and that crystal that's just above him if possible.
Fair enough.
20-foot radius.
Uh-huh.
Two. Okay, so I need him to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. That's a 12.
Fails. So he is going to take 10d6 damage.
He's not going to be able to attack anyone. He's going to fail so terribly. The hell?
You can only hope.
This Apollo's so hot right now.
Hope you didn't need this character for you to like campaign 3.
Was this one of your 35 scenarios, Joe?
No.
Yay, we broke it! Called it.
I really take into account that my NPCs fail terribly with rolls. I think I gotta change my die out for him. Where's my other D20?
Hey, we offered to talk. You didn't want to.
Okay, he's going to take 40 points of fire damage.
Sure.
And I'm going to quicken that.
And the crystal cracks but does not break.
I'm going to quicken that, and then I'm going to cast Firebolt as well.
Okay.
Apollo's not.
He just
fucking
literally
around.
just all thing just goes poof, and then just flings off like a little spark that was kind of
Sure.
lingering. Does a 26 hit?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry, 23 points of fire damage.
Sure.
Rolled max damage.
Sure.
Don't fuck with sorcerers.
Apparently not. Okay.
A little bit of like flame kind of flickers out of his eye for a second as that happens.
Good. Yes.
Okay, badass. Anything else?
I think that's it.
You sure? You got nothing else under there?
I think 60 some points of damage is good.
Alright, cool. Zyphynia.
I stopped throwing the rocks and I'm just like jaws dropped and just staring at Apollo like, where the heck did this come from?
What the fuck? What'd I miss?
With the cracking of the stones, do I feel anything different?
You can either give me a Arcana check or Perception check on the rune or an Insight check on yourself.
I'm gonna try Arcana check.
Okay, dokie.
23?
23. The crystals taking damage seems like it's lessening the effect on there. It seems like it's lessening the effect on the room, but in almost response, it looks like the runes underneath you are activating quicker.
Not a fan of that. Can I reach any of the crystals in my little circle of solitude?
So the crystals that are inside your thing are flat into the ground. You would have to like start digging into the ground to try to pull them out. So if you want to, you can. It's gonna take some time. It's like, digging through cement, but you can certainly try.
Well, why not? Can't do anything else.
All right. So if are you gonna use a weapon or are you gonna use your hands?
I'm gonna use a weapon, and I'm gonna use one of my magic ones so that they don't break. I'm gonna use the stone great axe.
Okay. Just roll to attack.
$16.
Okay. Go ahead and do some damage.
9 damage.
Okay. It sparks, but it's like as you do it, it doesn't even crack in the ground yet. You at least did something, but it's very resilient. Anything else?
Does Zyphynia say anything out loud to anybody?
She's kind of shocked with Apollo, and then she just starts whacking on
Okay.
the stuff.
Keep on whacking on? I don't know.
I don't know. I have 2 attacks per turn, so I'm gonna attack it again.
Okie dokie.
20,
Yep.
and that is 15 damage.
Okie dokie.
And then that'll be the end of my turn.
Okay, Treya is going to. Oh, she's technically spotted now, so she's just gonna move up the rest of the way, and you're gonna see a panther immediately come up, and she's gonna start like talking to you, but she doesn't realize that you don't speak her language, and then she's gonna like looks at you confused, and she's gonna transform back. She's like, shh, 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 shh. I'm here to save you. Shh, shh, shh. And that's the end of her turn. Dira.
Alrighty, I did not know where this guy went until I assumed that the fireball was visible. Was the fireball visible over the hill?
Yeah, it's like fireworks at night, where immediately the only thing, like it's immediately dark, and immediately you see a spark flap in the sky, and just erupts the whole light in the area. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Everybody knows what's going on.
So when the guy disappeared, her first thought was, "Oh, I'm just going to take a whack at this crystal." But now that she sees that he's over there, she's going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 get here to get line of sight. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to get a beat on him with my crossbow. Actually, no, I'm going to...
I hate to be a jerk, but I think part of that is rough terrain.
No, it's not. It's just not part of the map. If you just choose to climb, it's not physical on the map. So if you just choose to climb, it's just rough terrain. So no, you're fine.
Oh, okay. Like only if you're going upward.
Yeah, if you're only going upward.
Around the outside of it.
If you decide to go like on this spot or this spot, that's when it's rough terrain. I just didn't make the map properly. That's my fuck up.
Okay, cool.
No worries.
I just wanted to make sure because I want to go that way too.
Yep. So, and I'm going to take a crossbow, and I'm going to use a. Yeah, I'm going to use a gold bolt.
Okay.
And I'm going to fire the crossbow at him. I'm going to, thank you, show me the thing so I can click on the thing. 22 to hit.
Yep.
And regular damage. 11.
Okay.
Plus an extra 2d10. Which will be 6.
Okay.
Additional force.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
I
didn't realize I had a plus 2 bonus to attack and damage roll. So that was another... Is that another 2 to the regular damage then?
Yep.
Before you finish your rolling, DM, question for you, because I've never thought of this until right now, but it's happened when I've used darkness as a spell, so it made me think of it. Rules is written, if an enemy cannot see you, you have advantage on attacks against it.
Correct.
His vision is reduced to 10 feet. He can't see Dira. Does she have advantage?
You can see her.
Okay.
You can see her.
All right, cool. Just wanted to know.
Yeah. There's a reason he's able to see. There's a way he's able to see. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the last thing is takes an extra 1d6 damage at the beginning of his next 3 turns.
Got it. Okay.
And I will make a note of that on my sheet. Do I want to do a bonus? Not just yet. That's my turn.
Okay. At the end of the turn, he's going to do a legendary reaction. He's immediately yell out, "Enough!" And he immediately stretches out his arms as all the crystals start to glow, and you start to see the energy around Treya and Zyphynia start to glow. Zyphynia and Treya, you need to make Constitution save throws.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, Treya got it too. Fuck.
25.
Okay, you're fine. But you immediately see Treya drop down in pain. All right. Top of the round to Ren.
Ren sees this and full on bolts up to. I will use my movement, which is 45 feet, and my bonus action if needed to cover that distance to get to Treya.
Okay.
How much movement does it take me from... So that's 5, 10, 15 to get here.
Right. And it's a
So
30-foot climb.
25.
So
Yep.
So it's double movement, so it takes 60 feet of rough terrain to get to the top.
So I have 90 feet of movement.
So you're fine.
So I still have 30 feet left. Can I use my action to pull her out of this circle?
You can certainly try.
Okay. What do I need to roll?
You just give me like a strength or athletics check.
Woo! Okay. Allows to take the wheel. My strength is an 8.
Dump stat. All for rogues and monks.
You know it. Trying to see if I have any spells that will help me with this. They sure don't. I would ask my bird for assistance, but it's a bird, so I'm pretty sure it can help me. Okay, that's not terrible. 15.
Okay. As you pull her, she tries to pull with you, and you immediately feel a resistance trying to get out. You're able to push your way through, but she is now trapped inside.
She's trapped inside?
Mm-hmm.
So when I try to pull her, I can't?
Yeah, as soon as you're like grabbing her hand and it pulls, it immediately stops at like a certain point. And like it doesn't hurt her, but like it's like trying to pull through cement. Like you're like pulling so hard and your body can phase through, but even then your body's like almost trying to pull you back in. Like your body's like the magic itself is trying to pull you back into the center itself.
Okay, can I back out of it, or
Sure.
do I get stuck?
If you wanna give up on trying to pull her, you can pull right out of it.
Do I get the impression that if I stay trying to pull her out, that I'm gonna start trying to get stuck?
Logic would assume so, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna let go.
Okay.
Alright, action, bonus action, movement. I still have speed? 30 feet would get me down. So I will move 5, 10. 5, 10. I'm gonna move here.
Okay.
And then I am going to yell to the rest of the group that we need to destroy those immediately. Because
Okay.
something's happening.
Okie dokie. Before
That's my turn.
Before we switch over to Anima, I totally forgot that we skipped Dahlia and Gaju. So what are you two gonna keep casually making your way over there?
Yeah.
I mean, we would have gotten the message from Apollo that he had found the rest of the group.
Yep.
Does Gaiju need a long rest at this point, or a short rest, or anything?
He took a trance, so he should be good to do 2 more
Hours
slots.
of wild shape.
However, yeah. Oh, I have 8 hours
Oh, gotcha.
of wild
Oh,
shape.
that's right. Yeah.
I guess that would just be dependent on if we would be taking exhaustion by not stopping.
I'll tell you what. Why don't you,
Or at
Gaju,
least for
roll me a
Dahlia.
Constitution check.
Let's see. Well, I will be fine, but I guess this would be for Dahlia because she hasn't rested.
Yeah, it's been a hot second.
So do I still need to make a Constitution check?
Yeah, it's for
or-
something else.
Oh, joy.
Don't you
I
love
love
that?
that for me. Constitution. 19.
15. You won't notice it until you fly to your full 8 hours, but maybe be in the presence of the energy in the area, maybe it's Treya, maybe it's Anima, but you feel like you could push yourself a little bit further.
Okay.
You don't know how long, but you can fly a little bit further.
Okay. I'll probably fly low just in the event that
So
the magic does burn out.
Yeah,
Concern is more dropping Dahlia than me falling on my ass.
sure.
But,
So you just want to like hover like 5 feet off the ground or something like that?
5 to 10, just not a far distance.
Sure.
It wouldn't be possible to attempt to long rest while he's flying, would it?
You can. Yeah, if you want. I mean, you're the only one that's on Gaju's back. You can take 8 hours of Gaju's flying time to actually sleep.
Yeah.
And as long as he's cool with it, she would probably try. Just
Yeah,
time's of the essence.
he may make some like vines or something that she can use to like tether herself to him.
That's cool. I dig
Just so
it.
she doesn't roll off.
Sure.
All right, then we'll probably do
there
that.
she
Then.
go.
Oh, she gone.
But yeah.
Okay, yeah, then we'll probably do that.
Okay, cool.
That gives us 5 days and 8 more hours. I don't fucking know. It's gonna take us forever.
Even at a faster speed, would that time lessen then?
Yeah, it would listen.
Okay.
Plus, we only have 3 days. Ish. It's still gonna be a lot.
I'm tracking it. All right, so Anima's turn. Back over to the runic room. Anima is going to take another legendary, and he is going to channel his shadow powers into his blade further.
Is this the beginning of his turn?
Yeah,
He takes 2 points.
2 points. Got it. Oh, where was it? Oh, there it is. And he's gonna move up to Ren. 25 to hit.
Yeah, that definitely hits me.
Okay. Oh, damn. Frickin' time. Woo. Alright, so you take... On the first hit, you take 44 points of necrotic damage.
I have a question for you, because we haven't discussed this at
We
all
haven't
yet.
discussed it yet. Nope.
Okay.
So not quite yet. I'm assuming you're going to ask if you are resistant to it yet.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, we haven't talked about it, so not yet. It's going to do an extra attack. Okay, so that's a 26 to hit.
That obviously hits.
66 points of necrotic damage.
He drops me.
Okay.
I'm down.
Okay. And he's going to bonus action glow his eyes. He's going to activate it further. The crystals lighten up. This time, due to the effect, I need Zyphynia and Treya to give me a Constitution saving throw again. Oh, Treya got a natural 20.
Oh no, she's not.
The spooky 20?
Yeah, you're good. And then everybody within 10 feet of the rune needs to give me a Dexterity saving throw.
I auto-failed it.
You auto-fail, yep. So just
So
Dira
I
then.
take-
Okay.
You're not actually going
Dex
to take any.
save.
You're not going to actually take any damage. You're going to get pulled into the actual vortex of the actual rune.
Oh, good.
Great.
Alrighty. The dex save
Then
is
there's 2 people that can heal in there.
that's a 10.
Okay, so Ren, you get pulled in, and Dira, you get pulled into the actual vortex, but you take no damage.
Okay.
And that is the end of his turn. We go to Apollo.
What's he looking?
You can give me either insight check or perception check on him as a free thing.
20, so 25.
Okay. Based off of what you can tell, based off his look and the kind of energy they generates being shadows, it looks like the more damage he takes, the more kind of like ripples, and his shadows are rippling very, very fast right now. Take with that what you will.
In the turtles, he's flashing a lot. Okay.
Yes, pretty much.
Okay. Alright, then in that case, I would know that there's healers in that circle. I'm assuming they can cast spells. I'm gonna assume they're gonna heal Ren. In that case, I think at this point it's F this guy.
I did yell out before I died before I passed out that we needed to target the crystals too. Just so.
I think we're just dropping another 5th level fireball on him in that crystal.
Why the fuck not? You know?
Not. Remember, you brought this evil on with PTSD.
Listen, we're all safe in the bubble now, so
Right?
he's just
You're out of my fire
firestorm that
threat
bitch.
range.
Are we though?
I don't know.
Fine. Oh, X saving throw. 16, please.
That's a 14.
Okay, then McGee and the crystal are going to take. Oh, that's pretty good. 35 points of fire damage.
Sure.
Then how's the crystal looking?
Oh, that's right, because you hit the crystal too. So that crystal's destroyed.
Oh, sweet. Okay, because
Yay.
I hit it with both. So, all right. Then in that case, let's just for poops and giggles, we're gonna quicken the.
Yay, poops and giggles.
We're gonna go ahead and quicken that fireball, and we're gonna go ahead and launch a firebolt right at Zippy.
Anima's new hated element, fire.
He's really gonna hate this one because that was a critical. That was a nat 20.
Of course it was.
So a
Why wouldn't it be?
31 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay. Or 13. 5, 6, 28 points of fire damage.
Sure. Don't fuck with a tiefling and some PTSD, I tell you what.
And again, he literally is just like sitting there. He just kind of launches real quick again, and just kind of like crosses his arms, and he's just like, "You can stand down at any point."
I really wish I could let him stand down, but I can't let that happen as a dungeon master.
No.
I'm
No,
committed.
this is just character progression. That's all. And that's my turn.
It's very good character progression. I am Apollo, the NPC destroyer. Okay. Zyphynia.
I'm gonna run over to Ren, and try and cast Healing Hands.
Okay.
I think. Am I getting my people confused? I thought I had it. Maybe not. Hold that thought.
No, you have healing hands. It's part of your racial trait.
It's here somewhere. I'm just blind. Okay, yes.
Not a spell.
You get 10 hit points.
So Ren, you are prone with 10.
And then I am taking a bonus action to hit that crystal again.
Okay.
That would be a 27 for a critical.
Yeah.
And 23 total damage.
Okay. You finally make a crack in it, but you still got a lot more to go.
And I will end my turn there.
Cool. All right. Treya is going to take the opportunity, knowing she can't really escape at the current moment without figuring this out. She's going to heal Ren. And she's going to do enhanced cure wounds. So she's going to do 15 points to Ren. And then she is going to... Can't really do much. She used the ability to staff to give you another 5. Dira.
All right. First thing I'm going to do is try and leave this circle and see if it lets me.
Okay.
Can I get out?
Nope.
Nope. All right. With that being the case, I am going to take out Jade Bolt.
Okay.
And fire it at. So that's going to be.
What are you firing at?
At the top crystal.
Okay, so to imply, nothing can leave the area.
Oh,
once
that's
it's
right.
attuned in.
Nothing can leave. You're right. Nothing can leave the area. All right, then there is one more thing I'm going to try. Even though Ren is looking pretty flush at this point, I am going to run up and I am going to give them 2 more points of lay on hands.
All the healing.
And then I am going to attempt to Misty Step.
Hell yeah.
And my question is, in the hypothetical situation where it works, how far can I get?
By the parameters of Misty Step. So Misty Step is...
It's 30 feet.
So yeah, you'd be able to do 30 feet.
Okay, but I'm saying, would that be basically anywhere like just outside of this ring, or what?
Theoretically,
because of the 30 feet up.
But if so you try to do Misty Step and immediately you shift and you just reappear back where you were.
Back where I was.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that answers that.
But at least answering the question of how your Misty Step works, it's the same parameters.
Yep. And then do I want to use a bonus action?
Jingles in my head. I look like an insane person to all my coworkers.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, they've known me for 20 years as of Sunday, so
I just get weird looks all the time. It's fine.
Yeah. I really don't have anything ranged. It's not magic. Yeah, those bolts don't count as magical, do they? No.
The what bolts?
The crossbow bolts, the jade and the gold.
They are magical, yes.
Because have we tried a magical? Well, it doesn't matter because I used my action to.
So I implied earlier, maybe I implied only to Zyphynia, not to the group, that if she tried using magical weapons, they would have been fine, but they wouldn't be able to pass through. But if she tried physical weapons, they would have broke.
They would be destroyed.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and it doesn't matter because I used my action to try to heal Ren and try and Misty Step, which did not work, and I really don't have a bonus that is going to make a lot of sense here. Nope.
Okay.
So that's my turn.
All right. So back over to Gaju and Dahlia. You are flying further, and you're finding out that whatever is going on, you're able to get a full day's worth of flight into this.
Okay.
You've gotten pretty far in the time, but after about the day's worth of time, you have to revert back, and you do feel kind of exhausted, but you've gotten a lot more time gained off of flying that time than actually taking a break.
Okay.
But something with it, it was, let's say, difficult, but you were able to push as far as you could to actually get that far. It was not like a casual, oh shit, look what I can do. It was actually very difficult for you, but you're able to do it, and you're back in your regular form. What would you guys like to do?
We need the rest. Should we find a way to set up something so we can sit down for a bit?
There's actually a reason I survived 10 days by myself, and he's just gonna, tiredly walk over to a wall and put a hand on it and open up, a huge space.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, cave.
Hello, wall. Hello, lamp.
This is hello trees all over again.
I thought he said pillow cave, and I was really confused. Pillow cave?
I'm not
Hello,
that
trees?
proficient in rock stuff.
Carry her
Yeah.
over the threshold.
You're picking up what I'm putting down there, Ben.
Stop.
You can't
My
make me.
God.
She'll cast. Or go ahead.
How about it? I'll block it off so none of the creatures can get to us while I rest.
She'll go in being like, holy fuck, you just said that. And cast dancing lights to kind of put one in like, so there's plenty of lights in there. I'm assuming you're going to seal it off, right?
Yes, with some breathing holes, because otherwise that would be a very stuffy or a not so great death.
I am okay with that. I guess.
Okay, so you both are in there?
Yeah, I guess though.
Yeah.
Start
Okay.
getting comfy, rolling out some bedrolls, like it's a little party. Little
Okay, so are you both
Eight.
taking your long rest? I mean, obviously 4 hours for one, 8 hours for another. Is that the idea?
I think,
Well, Dahlia just took hers, didn't she?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, she'd take. So she, not that she needs it, but if he needs what's equivalent to a short rest, then she'll just take a short rest with him.
Yeah, that works. Because I mean, he just needs 4 hours for a trance. So if she just
Okay,
wants
so you're
to
gonna
take
take a
like,
4
a
hours?
short rest. that's
Okay,
fine.
while you're taking a trance, go ahead and just give me a insight check on yourself.
Oh fuck. Both of us do, or
Just you.
just me? Okay. Insight. Where the fuck? 18.
Just curious, Gaju. What is your what's going on in your head right now? Like what is happening?
Like in general,
Mhm.
or
Yeah, like are you trying to do whatever you can to try to get there in time? Is there a rush to you? Are you thinking everything's gonna be fine? What's your current thought process?
I think for Gaiju, he knows that there's nothing that he and Dahlia can do to help Zyphynia right now.
Okay.
All they can do is just keep traveling. So he's just putting in all of his hope in his friends. I mean, obviously, if we haven't heard from them within the day or so we've been traveling, obviously we're ahead of them, so I don't know. But other than that, just pushing ahead so that we can eventually meet back up with them. Otherwise, just making sure that he and Dahlia stay safe while traveling.
Okay. Okay. You get your long rest, your trance. Nothing really happens. You press on?
Yep.
Okay. Alright.
Yes. I'm like, I trust you, Jenna. What's going on?
Yeah, switch a couple pages. Okay, cool. Ben. Ren.
Sorry, I heard Ben in my brain.
Those names are getting really confused lately.
No, it's not the first time today. Alright, so I'm awake now. So I stand up.
Mm-hmm.
Can I do an Arcana check now that I'm up close and personal with this runic circle and try to figure out what the hell situation we're in?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sweet, thank you. Okay. That's 19.
Okay. So, are you checking the floor, or are you checking like the invisible wall that's stopping you guys from leaving?
I want to get out of here, so probably the wall. I'd love to check the floor, but my priority is to get out,
Sure.
not to understand.
So, using your time, you kind of feel against the wall and you're trying to look at it. And every time you kind of maybe put a little bit force into it, you kind of see like a ripple effect of this little arcane energy that's kind of going. That's like maybe you push far enough where it kind of like stretches like up, like almost kind of like a rubber, and it kind of stretches out. But then you kind of have to pull back due to maybe like a strain on your muscles. But you assume that whatever this is attuning you to the rune, and as long as there's power to the rune, or theoretically as long as Anima is alive or whatever created this thing, you are stuck within this. Outside of that, that's all you can really figure out about the actual wall itself.
So do I get the idea that if I disrupt this rune in here, that I might be able to damage the field?
Yeah, you assume that if the rune itself is destroyed, then you guys are free to leave.
And the rune's in this bubble?
You're standing on it.
Sweet. I want to put my hands down on it and attempt to inflict wounds on this magic and just pump it full of necrotic energy, because I am profusely bleeding. Like, Ren's veins across their face are all black, their eyes are blacked over, they're breathing heavy. Like, they got healed, but they went down, so they are just in survival mode.
Okay.
We'll just see if it does anything. That will be at a second level. It's a +7 touch attack. That's gonna be 22 to hit.
It's a hit.
Alright, that's 3d10 necrotic damage. That's gonna be... Oop, that was a percentile die. Give me a second. Nice. 10, 11, 20. 19 necrotic.
Okay. As you figure out, unfortunately, the rune and Anima share traits. As you pump this into him, it starts to repair itself.
Ugh. Alright, and for my bonus action... Let's see. I am going to make here's my question for you. Inflict wounds is a touch attack. So can I use an offhand attack for my bonus action? I have the ability to offhand attack multiple things in my class. I just don't know if you consider that attack spell an attack.
I'd say, yeah, I mean, if you just want to say that you only touched it with your main hand, you'd still have your offhand available. Okay.
So I will use... My fists are magical now, because monk things. So I am going to... Yeah, so I'm going to use my bonus action to... make 2 unarmed strikes with my flurry of blows.
At the floor?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna take a picture of this and post it in chat. I rolled 2 nat 20s.
Okay.
I am not shitting you. That's amazing. Ren's mad. That's crazy. I love it. Love that for me. Not, it's not that much damage, but that's still dope as hell. Okay. Let's see. 8. 18 damage.
Okay. As you slam down your other fist, you start cracking into the floor, similar as Zyphynia is using her great axe to start cracking into the floor. But there's still a lot to it before you can start breaking down the actual energy of it. Okay. Anything else?
That is my turn. I'm just gonna just say to the other people in here, we need to break this now. And I just wipe ichor off my face.
Okay. Alright. On Anima's turn, he is going to generate more power from the actual stones and set their glow further.
And take 5 points of damage.
5 points of damage. Where there it is. Oh. Starts to glow them further. I need everybody that's within the rune to make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Everybody's within 10 feet of me, so add 3 to your save.
Okay, so Trey is good. She got a 26 with your bonus.
That is 24.
24.
18.
18. And Zyphynia?
23.
23. You're all fine, but you immediately see whatever is happening to is what made Treya feel in pain before. Something is pulling you further into the force of this machine, even more than before. It's even though you're not taking any pain from it, it's attuning you to it in the process. As Anima just laughs. Be glad, Luna. Soon, you'll be free of this place, and at least you'll have some friends with you to go with you. So, at least know you'll be with good company. And he's gonna run towards... Are you still flying, Apollo? Oh, you're
3
muted.
feet up.
Oh, how far?
8 feet up still.
Okay, so he is going to charge an Eldritch Blast. 19 to hit.
Counter spell.
Got it. Okay. Then he is going to do... You know what? Fuck it. He's going to do his last legendary action to complete the process, and he's going to glow the stones until they start all shattering. Each one popping like a bulb getting too much wattage. And they keep popping and popping until immediate light comes down over the rune. I need each person within the rune to roll me a d20. No bonus.
I don't like that.
I don't either.
Well,
Fish die, don't fail me
Okay,
now.
Zyphynia got a 12.
Oh, shit.
4.
My luck's run out with my nat 20s because I just rolled a nat 1.
Oh no.
This one may not be a...
Treya.
Deal.
Oh no. Okay, so yeah, she got a natural 1 as well.
God.
Okay, so immediately this light bombards you. As everything gets absorbed in this, like the generator finished its complete process. Even to Gaju and Dahlia, you notice that every little speck of the arcane stones that are on the ground are glowing like they're ready to explode, but they don't. Everything in this whole cavern that generates magic is now being absorbed to turn on one single light switch, to activate one single thing. Unfortunately, based off your rolls, this is what's going to happen. So, let me go to the right page. This is why I got 35 different pages of shit. Okay. As you get pulled into this, nothing really changes. You still see everything around. You see Apollo, you see Anima. They see you. But much like being in a giant vortex, the static starts coming around you as like wind starts going fast and fast, and you start feeling like you're losing air, but it's not doing enough to damage you. You can't even speak due to the absence of all this energy in the area. You feel weighted down. Only those of you that at least have like a +4 or +3 in strength can actually stand. Apollo looking at this, after about 30 seconds of time, they start to vanish.
Oh no.
For those of you inside, after 30 seconds of time, Anima and Apollo vanish. for Apollo, after they vanish, he just... it finally worked. Finally worked. I can be free. As he just looks at you. I thank you for this gift. But now I got better things to do. He just snaps his fingers. What's that?
Before he even finished saying whatever he's saying, I would like to cast.
Cast what? It cut off for a second.
I'm gonna cast a level 4 fireball on him.
Of course, sir.
Before I'm not even letting him finish talk. I don't care.
Okay, fair enough.
So saving throw 16.
22.
Okay, so he's gonna take half damage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see. With 28, so 14 points of fire damage.
Okay.
Would I still get a full turn on him, or just that one?
Just that one. You merely fire this off.
Oh shit, hold on.
Okay.
First time campaign, Wild Surge went off.
Okay.
Hang on.
Go to the table, figure this out. What is it gonna do?
I have my thing. Hang on a second. Okay. That is a 9%, which is you cast Magic Missile as the 5th level spell.
Okay, fine, why not?
Directly into his face.
Okay, fine, sure.
He's going to take... Please stand by. Magic Missile, hold on. I'm going to look that up really fast. I don't have that on my list. Okay, 4 plus 1. Okay. Okay. Alright, so he's gonna take...
Yeah, because it's just auto hit.
8. Alright, so that's... $19 points of force damage.
Okay, sure. Why not?
If I get a full turn, I would quicken fireball and just hit him.
Yeah, no, just because this is a quick, this is just a quick thing out of turn. So, as he's trying to do like his big, huge villainous speech, you immediately do like a fireball and then like magic missile. As you immediately just bombard him with this explosion, he's like,
I don't really care.
You're a fucking jerk, and then he just immediately snaps out and just disappears in a shadow. Who needs the villain speech? Am I right?
Right.
Apollo don't need that shit.
All right, so we're gonna take down the people that are not with the group. As you immediately get pulled in, the wave of motion starts to slow down. Slow down. Until you notice that wherever you're being sent, you're in the same room, but everybody else is gone. Anima's gone. Apollo's gone. Damage marks of any kind of spells or attacks that you had outside of the rune have been dissipated. If they left enough mark in the wall, they have been, but they look like they've degraded. The only bit of light that's coming in this room is a light underneath their feet. The crystals around have served their purpose. They have done what they needed to do to charge the generator beneath you. And at this point, the generator slowly starts to fade. Maybe it ran out of power, maybe it's completed its one purpose. To do whatever it is it just did. In all intents and purposes, you look like you're in the exact same room. All of you give me a perception check on the area.
$19.
19.
21.
21.
12.
12. And Treya got a 10. For the big numbers, the two of you. there is legitimately no differences. Either you're in a room that looks exactly the same, you've been transported somewhere else, or for some reason, you're still in the same spot, but something else has changed.
Is it the same time?
At this point, you start hearing a commotion outside. You start to hear, wait, did it finally work? Contact the doctor. I think it finally activated.
Oh shit.
You sure? It's been like 50 years.
What?
Just go find Tafton. You guys,
go
in. Immediately at this point, a procession of Averant soldiers start to come in.
Bloody hell.
I'm like covered in fucking plague as well at the moment. It's super awesome, amazing.
As they have a slight difference in what you're used to. Their garbs are decorated with a little bit of a different symbol, a little bit of a different color.
DM, I have a really quick question before you describe this.
Mm-hmm.
Can I, if I attempt to cast a spell right now, does it work? Like before they start coming in?
You don't know.
I attempt to cast I attempt to cast invisibility on myself.
Okay, you're invisible.
Yes, thank you.
Can
As
I do
they
one
come-
thing? Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, I'm sorry.
Sure.
Shoot. Nope. I got my my character messed up. I don't have it. Never mind.
Okay.
I
As
do
in-
have it.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm
No,
sorry.
You're good.
As I see them disappear, I am also going to put on my cloak of invisibility.
Okay.
And just
As immediately you see the differences between the Averant soldiers of what you remember and what these are, is they're carrying firearms. Arcane weapons of items you've never seen before. They are wearing different kind of designs, but still the same kind of template, still the same kind of dress garb. Immediately you hear some kind of something like on like a full 360 sound, giving off an alert. Immediately calling off. Let's see, because we have, who would be the people? It'd be, okay. So immediately calling off, warning, trespassers detected. Agent Dira and Agent Treya. Taken dead or alive. As they all put the rifles up, assuming you're the only two that are there. We're gonna end it there.
Oh, fuck.
oh no.
Shit.
Mm-hmm.
So that happened?
Things are gonna start getting complicated.
Stop!
Thank you everybody for joining the stream. Do not forget to check out Echoes tomorrow. And if you're curious to see where this goes, do not miss next Tuesday's session. But we thank you for joining, and we'll see you next time.